Yes, yes, yes. It's Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. I'm still talking into the mic, even though the damn mics don't work. Yes. Dang. Impromptu sound check. Damn mics don't work. Okay. So sound check is good, and I think we are live. But anyway, okay. So welcome to Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Let me move the mic out of the way since I don't need it, apparently. Okay. Put the fairy cake down. Well, I'll have you know, ain't no fairy cakes around here. Ain't no fairy cakes around here. Just finished my lovely venison steak, and half of a very large sweet potato baked. Okay, what's the great escape mean, Raphie? Well, there you see, Fuzzy. That's part of the secret, my friend. Part of the secret which shall be unveiled. Okay. Now I'm confused. SKNRGB. I'm thinking this is the Iron Kong, but I don't know. I don't know, but I think so. That's my bet. Anyway, what's this here? Carl, great movie. What was the great movie? Okay, so where are we? Where do we begin? There's a lot of stuff going on already. Let's do a quick roll call. So we got the Monet saying Fury will knock out Anthony Joshua. I don't believe so, my friend. If that were the case, why is he stalling? Why is Fury stalling? But okay, let's get into it. Somebody give old Pillow Fists a pen. I'm referring to Tyson Fury there. And as a matter of fact, let me just check something. I want to see. Hold on. Let's have a look. Let me stop the music and listen to. I want to see. Hold on. Let's have a look. I think the music could be a little bit, just a tad louder. Let me just. Okay. I think that's acceptable. Okay. So let's start this thing off. Okay. So you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Raphie 271. So let's get that intel. Up on the screen here. Let me just copy that and bring that over so everybody who comes on in knows exactly what's going on. Okay, so let me just put that in the appropriate place so everybody can say. Get rid of that. Replace it with this. Paste, and we are good. Let's show that. Okay. So 4 minutes in, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the thing. Let's start this thing off. Okay, it's called The Great Escape. Why? Why is it called The Great Escape? Well, that will become evident. Oh, as a matter of fact, if you see the thumbnail, you might get a clue. So let's bring that up before we. Hold on. Kind of hectic up in here. Let's put the link up in the chat. Boom. So there we are. So there it is. Okay. What else do we have to do? Oh yes. Let's get the thumbnail in so you can see exactly what we're dealing with. Let's get rid of one of these. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. Boom. Get out of here. Let's bring this in nice and sweetly 271. Oh, 2, 2. There we go. Boom, boom. Okay, boom. Okay, so where are we? Let's also share this like that. Okay. Okay. So there we have it. Let's get this larger, like so. Let's get that larger. Okay. And so we're talking about the escape, the great escape. Well, I don't even know if I should give it away on the. But that should be pretty damn well self-explanatory. I think you should be able to figure it out from the thumbnail. Those who haven't figured it out, well, you're just gonna have to hang tight until you do. But the penny, I assure you that the penny will drop. Okay, so what we're dealing with now, and in comes the man like, oh, where is he? Yeah, the John D. Lee. John D. Lee, how do you do?
Yeah, good, thanks, Raph.
Excellente. John D. Lee up in the building, and Raphie's about to take a sip of coke. Let's see if he can do this without anybody spotting it. Not really. Okay, so where do we begin? Hold on, let me just put that. Yeah, carry on, John.
I can't see how you could title this The Great Escape.
Oh, talk about it. Come with it.
I can't see, Raph.
You can't see.
I can't see.
Oh gosh, me eye. Well, the irony. It's the irony of it. It's the sheer irony of it. I can't see.
Oh dear. It's like I'm a man of two faces.
Two faces. Damn, you got me on that one.
Harvey Dent, Raph.
Harvey Dent. Who the hell is Harvey Dent? I keep on hearing about Harvey Dent.
Two-Face.
Huh?
He's Two-Face, the Batman villain.
Oh, it's some Batman shiznix. Okay, I keep on hearing people talking about Harvey
You need to go and check out the
What's that?
You need to go and check out the character's face, Raph.
Oh, Harvey. Well, there's a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. You know, Raph don't like to delay things. Let's have a look at that right now. Let's bring up Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent.
It has both a visual and a metaphorical appropriate reference.
I get you. Okay, well, it's interesting.
Not only.
I see it immediately.
Yeah, but also, he's if you're duplicitous,
yeah,
or you have two sides that are opposing, or you're extremely inconsistent. You say one thing, but you do another. So it's got so many levels. The Harvey Dent one.
Yeah, I get it. I like it. You're probably like 99.99999% of the population. You probably haven't seen the film The Dark Man. Back in the 90s, I think it was.
Is that a Liam Neeson film?
Yes.
Oh, Raph.
Have you?
I'm in the 0.1%.
My God. The Dark Man.
Raph, forget we're a very similar age.
Yeah, very similar age. Damn. The Dark Man, one of my favorite. Hold on, I thought I was showing that. The Dark Man, one of my favorite films. I don't think it was a hit. Nobody's ever bloody seen it apart from me. Apparently, John's seen it too. The Dark Man. It was in the 1990s. I don't even think it was in HD quality. It looks kind of misty. It makes you want to clean your TV screen when it comes on. It's like, hold on, this ain't it. But The Dark Man. And it's a lot like this. I'm not going to give away the plot, but this Harvey Dent over here. In fact, I'm going to tell you a bit about it. The Dark Man. The Dark Man. See what? James Jameson. James Jameson's a comedian. The Dark Man, seen it, average film. Don't listen to James Jameson. The Dark
Yeah,
Man.
but look at the film he's promoting.
What film's he promoting?
Get his avatar up.
Let me get his avatar. Where is he? James, there he is. Could I get his avatar?
Isn't it the Sean Connery and Michael Caine film? The man that
there
would
he
be
is.
king.
There he is. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Sit down, James. Take a seat, James. Good God. The Dark Man is a classic film. Don't listen to James. Shout out to the Dark Man. I don't know who he's talking about. Could be me. And in comes a man like Iron Kong. Iron Kong.
Yeah, what up, Raphie? What up, John, Geely? Peace to the H Money over there and PH and everybody. Raphie, you gotta excuse me. I was actually coming off of a class that I was lecturing. So
is that like a Harvey Kong you've got going on there?
You see it?
The avatar there.
You see it.
Yeah, yes, the Harvey Kongs in the house.
See it? Harvey Dent, boy.
Harvey Dent's in the house. Harvey Dent's in the building.
Right.
Yes, so everybody's on the Harvey Dent thing. If you haven't seen The Dark Man, it's a Liam Neeson film. Well, okay, it got a bit controversial recently. Forget about that. This was back in the 90s. And he's a scientist. I'm going to give you a little bit about it. He's a scientist, and he's working in his lab. I think it might have been late at night. He fell asleep. Dedicated scientist fell asleep, and the whole damn thing blew up. And he ended up looking a bit like this version of Harvey Dent. I don't know how well you can see this shiznix, but he ended up looking like, hold on, he ended up looking like this dude over here. This guy over here. Can I get that a little bit bigger? I don't want to open it in a new tab. I just want to make it larger. You know what? I can't be asked messing around right now. Can't be messing around right now. We got to get straight up into this shizzle. In fact, I think I'll save that for another day. I like it. Matter of fact, let me save it now. Anyway, let me bring that down. And we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. In the same league as a man who would be king. Are you seriously saying, yo, the Dark Man, let's, okay. I hate to have to do this, but okay, I'm going to break it down for everybody. The Dark Man, as it pertains to this topic, is very relevant and far more relevant than the man who would be king. We're talking about relevance.
I think he's just capping for Sean in that.
They're capping for Sean. Yeah, we all like Sean.
Everybody likes Sean.
I used to watch The Saint, and that used to be Roger Moore, and then Sean Connery was in a different thing, but it was still, I like that era. I like those Jensens, the hatchbacks. I like the era. I like the clothes. I like the Chelsea boots. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, Raph. Sean's a great actor, but everybody has a duff film.
I've seen Sean in some duff films. It could have been that one. I've seen him in some duff films.
I've not got it down as one of his best.
Can't even remember it. I think it was one of his worst. I think I remember watching him in a very boring one, and it was probably that one. Okay.
It's a bit of a dodgy British Empire film, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I just saw him in one that was weird, and it had kind of quietness when it was quiet, and it was bizarre. It was bizarre. It's probably that one. Michael Caine, fine, fantastic actors. Yeah, all of them are great actors. I like that. I like the era. I like the black and white era. I like what was that thing? Randall and Hopkirk Deceased. Is that one? Sup. It's cracking. Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, all in black and white. Back in the dizzy. It's amazing how technology has moved along. We've come from black and white TVs to 4 channels to like hundreds of channels, maybe even thousands of channels. And you can watch the TV on a mobile phone that didn't even exist, 30 years ago. Madness. 40 years ago, certainly not.
Yeah, the Motorola Flip's about 30 years old now. Right?
Yeah. 40. I was the first person in my group to send anybody a text. When I sent a text, it was freaking people out. It was like, what's this?
But was that an analog or a digital network, Raph?
It was analog. It was all analog.
Yeah, they had the analog ones because those screens were tiny.
What screen did I have? I think it was a Nokia. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It was just
no. Like the analog was with the real, just like a screen, like a pager.
I did have the
screen started to get bigger once it moved to digital.
Yeah, it was still analog though. It was still analog. There was a changeover when the screens got bigger, but it was still analog. I started off with analog, and that's what I was sending. I think it could have been. I had a few phones. Nokia, Ericsson Flip, but that was a bit later on. Cellnet.
Remember the original Motorola Flip? It was like
yeah, I remember that. And
the case, it was like a Vietnam, like you know, the Vietnam radios.
Yeah, them big things.
like
a suitcase, little briefcase, like a thick briefcase, too big. Briefcase that was too big. Yes. Anyway, The Dark Man, starring Liam Neeson, back in the 90s or something. Wicked film. He gets burnt up. There's an explosion in his lab, and he ends up looking a lot like this version. Let me just deal with the case. Let me just deal with the case because this is too good a picture not to save. Let me save that image right there. And let's go. Harvey Dent.
You see, have you got what Harvey Dent's alter ego's name is, Raph?
No, I haven't. What is it?
It's Two-Face.
That's his nickname, alter ego, I guess. So I've saved that, Harvey Dent. Let's bring that up now. Let's stop that and bring up. As a matter of fact, you guys can't even see it. Okay, so in the meantime, let's kick this thing off. Damn. Okay, so where do we start? Where the Dickens do we start? Let me have a look at the picture. I'm going to go by the picture. That's how I do it. That's how I does it. Let me pick where do we start. Let me have, okay. No. Let's start with the main thing. Okay, let's get straight into it. Okay, so let's bring up this thing. Let's bring up the Twitter. Let me bring that up. Let me share that. Sharing all kinds of shizzle with you today. Let's stop sharing that and let's start sharing Twitter. Let's get into this shizzle. We're going to profile. Like, where do we start? Okay. Resolution Oh, is that where we're going to start? Okay, let's start there. Let's make it bigger. This is the thing. Where is it? Is this it? Is that as big as it gets? Let's increase the size on that. Let's increase the visibility. Okay, if I'm sharing, you should be seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, and yes, you are. Okay, let's go. So, the resolution is expected in Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder arbitration case in coming days, potentially by Monday. The dispute surrounds the rematch clause. Is Wilder owed a third fight? Former judge Daniel Weinstein will rule. Will Wilder be awarded damages? Will Fury simply move on? Okay, so let me give the backdrop to that. Okay, so there's been a lot of messing around. There's been a lot of messing around in the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury potential fight that Eddie Hearn's been talking about. And we don't know what the holdup is, but it seems to be on Tyson Fury's side. He seems to be the guy who's holding up the proceedings. From my perspective, that's what I'm seeing. He's talking the right latest thing. Always something coming from Frank Warren, Bob Arum, or Tyson Fury himself. So Frank Warren came out the other day, said, "Well, we need proof of funds. We need to see something in his bank account. So we got to have that before we can fully sign off on the thing. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Always something." And what's his name? Eddie Hearn has come out and said, "Listen, it's just the final tying up now. We're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. The thing is already set. The thing done set already, as they say." And then Frank Warren comes up with something else. I'm going to go with the Iron Kong and then the John Daly. Iron Kong.
Yeah, Raphie, like you say, it's always some nonsense from Tyson. Tyson got the biggest team in the world. MTK Global, Top Rank, Queensberry, but none out of the three and none out of the four of them could get act together. It's always some foolishness with them, right? What bothers me about this most is that Tyson Fury said it's always negative. Like, you could say, okay, we haven't agreed on everything yet, but at least try to keep some excitement in the fight. No, not Frank Warren. We're not signing anything. Tyson has to be happy, and we're not signing. It's like every time Frank Warren has a chance to talk about this fight, it's something negative. He's drawing every single piece of excitement out of this fight. I mean, at least with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's like, look, the fight's on. We're still working on it, but the fight's on. So he's still trying to promote the fight.
Yeah.
Even though he's still trying to work on the fight. Not so for Frank Warren and Bob Arum and them.
Yeah.
It's always some negative something. Oh, the fight's broken down. All talks are broken down. The fight's dead in the water. Tyson Fury, 3 more days and I'm moving on. There's always some nonsense from this side. You know what I'm saying? So that's not surprising to me from Frank Warren and them. Tyson Fury need to get his whole Gideon army of promoters and managers to do some work on his behalf. Anthony Joshua Eddie Hearn did more promotion for Tyson Fury in the Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo fight than Queensberry and Top Rank did his whole entire career. And that's it.
Yes. What was the last thing you just said? The last sentence. Iron Kong, what was the last sentence you just said?
I said,
yeah,
Tyson Fury get more publicity and promotion from Eddie Hearn over the Canelo Billy Joe Saunders fight weekend than Queensberry and Top Rank combined for his whole career.
Real talk. H Money just joined us. I'll get to you in a second, H Money. But now it is the John D. Lee. John D. Lee, what the is going on?
It's just Frank talking because he don't like Eddie. It's just the hate. He can't hold it in.
Let's have a look what Frank said. Let's have a
The
look.
new tweet is he's admitted that it's all going to be sorted this week.
Let's bring that up. What's going on? Stop that. And have that share in a second to go down. This
However,
yeah.
This week Frank has confirmed that it is actually Tyson Fury who's been the hold-up.
Yes. Well, let me read this first and get back to you. Right. Frank Warren has now confirmed that August the 14th is the agreed date for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. He said it's still not signed as they're waiting on Saudi financial assurances, but he's quite sure this will be addressed and the fight will get oh my gosh. OMG. Talk to me, John Daly. Talk to me about
I could just hear Frank's gears just creaking into reverse.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty certain that Andrew Ruiz got paid when they went to Saudi.
Yeah.
I'm confident AJ got paid when they went to Saudi.
Yeah. And
we're talking about the Saudi royal family.
It makes it silly when Frank's talking like, oh, we don't know.
But it's the Saudi royal family.
That's what makes it silly. Very silly.
I'm actually speechless that they could question their ability to pay. The Saudi royal family do not understand the type of wealth that those guys have.
It's crazy.
It's madness.
It's madness.
Absolute madness.
It's ludicrous. Pure lunacy.
And to tip it all off, we've found out that the Spartan, who doesn't care about money, he'll fight you on the cobbles.
Oh, Lord.
Has been holding up signing the contract because he doesn't think the Saudi royal family can afford him.
So ludicrous. Utterly ludicrous. H-Mo9, you got a lot to answer for, my friend. Come on in.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me once again. Appreciate you, Raphie. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Iron Kong, John, how you doing, sir? I'm here to speak the truth.
First of all,
I'm here to speak the truth about this situation.
First of all, H-Money, can you hear the music?
No, I can't hear the music.
Hold on, give it a few more seconds and I'm going to ask you again because I want to get the level right. I want to get the balance right. It's important to me.
Yes, sir.
I'm balanced. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Can you hear the music now?
Yeah, I hear a little bit.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I just want a little bit. Carry on, H-Money. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Let's stop the BS.
Yeah.
Let's stop with the lies, guys. You know what I mean? We need proof of funds. Now, when Deontay Wilder, he came out and said, I got $50 million for Anthony Joshua. Let's make the fight happen. Didn't you ask for proof of funds? Didn't Eddie Hearn ask for proof of the $50 million? Yeah. Now, let me finish. Now, when Frank Warren says the same thing, we need the proof. The same thing that Eddie Hearn did with Deontay Wilder. Now you guys are saying, oh, the money is there. That's the same thing that Wilder was saying in his team. So now it's like it's excuse after excuse after excuse. Eddie Hearn has been talking prematurely that the fight has been made. Eddie Hearn, during the fight week with Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders, Eddie Hearn said it's probably my fault why the fight hasn't been announced yet. So Eddie Hearn, can I talk, bro? Please, yeah. Raphie. I don't mean any harm, Raphie. I just want to speak the truth. I'm talking boxing. I'm not attacking anybody personally.
I know, bro. I just when you're ready for a question, I got a question for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Eddie Hearn said this past weekend, it's probably my fault that the fight hasn't been announced.
This weekend, how many times he said that? Carry on.
Yeah, so I'm asking why you haven't said anything about that. Eddie Hearn took the blame for it, but nobody wants to talk about that. Eddie Hearn has been doing all of this talking. I haven't heard anything from Anthony Joshua. Now, at the end of the day, Frank Warren is a Hall of Fame promoter. He's a Hall of Fame promoter for a reason. Now, let's stop being fanboys, man. Let's stop being fanboys for Anthony Joshua, bro. Tyson Fury wants the fight to happen. Tyson Fury been training. Tyson Fury,
all right, that's enough.
He wants to fight.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to.
Raphie, stop with the games, man, please.
Okay, we're gonna have to put the clock on. I can tell.
Yeah, stop with the games.
We're gonna need
John, stop being a fanboy, John.
I don't understand now.
Big AJ fanboy.
Who caps so hard.
You're gonna knock his teeth out.
Hold on a minute.
You're gonna knock him out, bro.
Everybody stop. Everybody stop.
I do need to say one thing.
Yeah, okay, the clock's going on.
No, can I just say this? It'll take 2 seconds.
Okay. Hey, get the money right, he'll get knocked out. Big dosser.
In the comment section,
you a dosser.
Hold on.
I wrote, if Tyson Fury knocks out Anthony Joshua, I will come on Raphie's show and give him his credit. I've put that in the comment section and I addressed it to you, H-Money, and you ignored it.
I didn't see it, John.
And yet you come on here and you call me a fanboy.
You are Anthony Joshua.
When Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, I gave Andy Ruiz all his credit. I didn't make any excuses. And if you go back and you listen to Raphie's show, you can hear that I did that.
Yes. So this fanboy thing, I know why you do it, H-Money. You just do it to stir the pot. It's okay. It's cool. It's okay. It's cool. But I think I'm going to go first, Ben. I think I'm going to go because there ain't no fanboys here. You know that. But I think I'm going to go first in this thing. Okay, so let me start the clock on it. Let me start the clock. 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Okay. So, right. Eddie Hearn, you said Eddie Hearn accepts the blame. No, when Eddie Hearn or the guy for DAZN says we accept the blame, what you mean is that they didn't get the thing over the line. They didn't realize how sensitive the lady parts of the guys like Wilder and Fury and Frank Warren. They didn't realize how sensitive the lady parts on those guys were. So when they take the blame, they didn't realize they were dealing with sensitive people. Okay, so that's my start. So over to John D. Lee.
Okay, H Money asked to hear from Anthony Joshua. Well, on the 10th of May, 10:35 on his Twitter, Anthony Joshua tweeted, "Spartan, I'm tired. My fans are tired. Your fans are tired. We're all tired of the talk. Less talk, more action at Tyson Fury." Frank Warren this week has said that Tyson is the one who hasn't signed the paperwork because he hasn't seen the financials. But Tyson went on a podcast saying he didn't care about the money. That's called hypocrisy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm ready. Okay, now first of all, now you're making excuses for Eddie Hearn. The man said it himself. Probably my fault. We haven't had this fight been announced yet. Now, at the end of the day, John and Raphie, you can make all the excuses that you want. What I do know is that Eddie Hearn said in the past when Deontay Wilder said he had $50 million to fight Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn asked for proof of funds. Did Deontay Wilder provide the proof of funds? No. Did the fight happen? Did Anthony Joshua sign the contract without the proof of funds from Deontay Wilder and his team for the $50 million? The answer is no. So you want Tyson Fury to do something that Anthony Joshua didn't do. So you want him to do something that's
when the bell goes, that means
you a dosser.
Who's a dosser?
John is a big dosser.
Who, John? No. You can't.
Hold on a minute. If you're gonna get personal, H Money.
Is that personal? I thought it was like a joke. I apologize. I wasn't trying to get personal, John. I apologize.
Okay, it's very immature to do.
Okay, I apologize, John. I'm sorry.
Okay, so please don't do that, H Money. You know. Okay, but I know you're messing about, but still, it's not really cool. Okay, so because it's not true. Okay, but you see, I understand what you're doing. Anyway, we got to continue. What the hell is that? Yeah, that's properly. Okay, we got to continue. Okay, so I think that round was to establish if Eddie Hearn is at fault. And let's go further into it. Who's at fault here? Who's at fault? Let's go further into it. Second round, round two. Okay, it's me. Let's wait for the music. Let's get synchronized. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Eddie Hearn, no, Sparta, Tyson Fury came out earlier on in the week, went on a podcast with Eddie Hearn and said he's a Spartan. Money don't matter. Money don't matter. I've got enough money. Money don't matter no more. Okay, but then immediately on the other side of his mouth, a day later, 2 days later, we hear from Frank Warren. Yeah, Tyson Fury's waiting for the proof of funds. We need to know exactly how much we're getting, and we want to see the proof. We want to see the proof in his bank account or something. But these are the there we go. Oh, got carried away there. Okay, John D. Lee. When it starts, when you start.
There's nothing wrong with Tyson Fury wanting to see proof of funds. Frank Warren has confirmed today on TalkSport Radio that Tyson still hasn't signed because they are waiting for financial assurances from the Saudis. However, he's quite sure that they will receive them and the fight will get over the line. However, it was Tyson who said he didn't care about the money. And that was my point. He went on a podcast with Eddie Hearn And he said, AJ's the businessman. He said, I don't care about money. I'll fight anyway. And now we find out he's been lying.
Clock starts when you start.
Yeah, so now you're saying that Tyson Fury said it's not about the money, but he's asking for proof of funds. We all know that boxing is a business, Raphie. So you want to make sure that you are paid for stepping in that ring and risking your life. Tyson Fury has a team. Tyson Fury has a family. Tyson Fury has promoters, a manager. So they're going to do their job. They're going to make sure that he gets paid. But now you guys are nitpicking, trying to use Tyson Fury words against him when Tyson Fury showed in the past that he will fight anybody. Tyson Fury showed up to the Matchroom Boxing event and he said that he wants Anthony Joshua next. He said he's going to knock him out next. But you guys, that's why I call you guys fanboys right now, bro. That's being a fanboy.
Okay, it's back to me. Okay, so let's see if I can get this right. Okay, so Tyson Fury says he's a Spartan. Money don't matter, but clearly it does. You see, the thing is this. I think Eddie Hearn's alluding to the notion that Tyson Fury could scupper this thing. Tyson Fury could scupper this thing. If he keeps on talking, oh, we want proof of funds, when they're trying to dot the I's and cross the T's, nah, it's not going to work that way. You can't lose focus on the bigger picture and just focus on one area to please Tyson Fury. No, there's lots of work to be done over there still to tie this thing in. And all they need to know is that Tyson Fury is 100% down, and it don't seem like he is. John Dealey, clock starts when you start.
I think Tyson will sign. I just don't like the inconsistencies. I don't like the talk. And what I have done, I've sent you a link to the podcast because I don't think H Money's listened to the podcast. It seems very much to me that all that happens here is H Money holds Anthony Joshua to account for what he doesn't say and gives Tyson Fury a pass for all of his inconsistencies. I'm done.
Oh, damn. You're saving time there, looking at his what do you call it? Footprint. What do they call that? Footprint. Whatever. Eco footprint. Okay, saving time on the clock. H1A, the clock starts.
Now, Raphie, you guys are being inconsistent on this panel. Now, you want to talk about people being inconsistent because these things that you guys are saying, nobody else is saying it. I haven't heard Eddie Hearn say what you're saying. So you guys are trying to talk for Anthony Joshua because he doesn't do no talking for himself. Now, you trying to protect Anthony Joshua, you trying to save him, but I guarantee you, when this fight happens, Tyson Fury will knock him out. Anthony Joshua been knocked out before by Andy Ruiz, a man who hasn't even beat a top 10 heavyweight, out of shape, fat 300 pounds, on a 5-week notice, knocked out Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury gonna stop him. So you can't save him. You can't, Raphie.
Okay, we ain't done. I want another round. I want some more. I haven't got it all off my chest yet. Okay, so okay, you clearly haven't heard the podcast that Tyson Fury was on, and he said he's a Spartan. Money it's irrelevant. They're trying to make the damn thing, and Tyson Fury and his people, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, they're all in on it. They're going to get paid. They're going to get paid from the royal family, the Saudi royal family. But they seem to be trying to be a stumbling block. They're trying to put up a stumbling block in between this thing happening, and it would be very unfortunate. But rest assured, Eddie Hearn is over there. Joshua wants it. Eddie Hearn wants it. How much does Tyson Fury want it? That's the question.
He said that he wants it, Raphie.
No. Don't come in out of turn. I mean, it's John Dealey first.
Okay, well, Anthony Joshua does talk. I've put a link of what he had to say in the chat for H Money to read.
Yeah.
If, as my previous statement, if Tyson Fury knocks out Anthony Joshua, as he claims he's going to, he will be unequivocally the best heavyweight in the world, and I will have no problem coming on here and congratulating Tyson Fury for his win. The only thing that I would ask of H Money is if Anthony Joshua knocks out Tyson Fury, I hope that would be reciprocated.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. H Money.
Yeah, absolutely. We know Anthony Joshua been knocked out before. We know Tyson Fury has been in the ring with the hardest hitting puncher in boxing, Deontay Wilder, took his best shot, got back up. He didn't quit. We know Anthony Joshua spit his mouthpiece out against Andy Ruiz, turned his back to the referee, shook his head, and he quit. He quit. Tyson Fury fought with a nasty cut over his eye against Otto Wallin, when most fighters would have threw in the towel. Tyson Fury kept fighting, shows the heart of a true champion. He went to Germany, beat Vladimir Klitschko in his backyard when he was a champion for 11 years. Tyson Fury came to America and knocked out Deontay Wilder. While Anthony Joshua came to America,
you gotta learn how to get it all concise. Okay, do we need another round? Okay, let's go. Let's go again.
Go in the towel.
Okay. What? You're crazy. Okay. So basically we want this fight to go down desperately. Anthony Joshua want this fight to go down desperately. So it's just a case of trying to get the signature now. Just trying to get Fury's signature on the paper so we get this fight. We desperately want this fight. We want to see Anthony Joshua do his thing, touch the chin of Tyson Fury, shake his brain, rattle his bones. He's already knock-kneed as it is. You think he's knock-kneed now? Wait until Anthony Joshua lights him up. It's going to be like Guy Fawkes night. Fury's going to go up in the air like a balloon. John Daly.
The reason I want to see this fight is there's no question these are the top two heavyweights. I've got no problem with anybody picking a particular fighter. I've been confident all year that this fight's actually going to happen. And I don't really care about the hype running up to it. I just want him to get in the ring. And may the best man win. It's that simple.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom.
Go on, H Money. It's your turn.
Okay. So Tyson Fury today put out a tweet to Anthony Joshua. He said, Anthony Joshua, are you ready for war? Hashtag PUSSY. Working hard to give the fans a knockout. Sounds like somebody that wants a fight. So you guys could try to manipulate the fans, turn the fans against Tyson Fury. You can't do it. At the end of the day, Tyson Fury showed us that he's a true champion, #1 heavyweight in the world, undefeated, 2-time Ring Magazine champion, WBC world champion, lineal champion, IBF, WBA, WBO, IBO champion. Tyson Fury's the only heavyweight to have every belt in the weight class. You know, Gypsy King, baby.
We are having another round, aren't we, Raph?
We are having another round.
Oh, here we go. Give him an extra round. Oh, man.
Extra round.
Y'all breaking the rules around here.
This guy H Money, yo, you showed me the contract where he said how many rounds there were going to be. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. So,
what was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord. Interrupting my turn. Mute your mic, please. Mute your mic. Okay. So, Tyson Fury, you talk about Tyson Fury like he's some kind of Don Dada, like he's some kind of Don. No. What Tyson Fury is an opportunist. He's an opportunist. He preys on the weak. He saw Deontay Wilder with his little boar Bambi legs, and he said, yeah, that's a weak style. Give me some of that. I'm going to snatch that up. gonna eat that like a kebab on a Saturday night after 20 pints of beer. That's how he looks at Deontay Wilder in his poor form. He's an opportunist. Tyson Fury is an opportunist, and if you don't like this opportunity, he's trying to run away. He's trying to run away. John Dealey.
Okay, so I've heard H Money talk about all the belts that Tyson Fury's held. I'd like to know how many title defenses he's had for any of those belts. And
None.
on top of that, he has also ducked Anthony Joshua previously for a 40% split of the Wembley date on the 23rd of April in 2019.
Jeez.
He's also ducked Dillian White. He's also ducked David Price.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. I don't know. H Money, do you need time to heal?
We have to resort. I don't need no time. Listen, first of all, you have to lie to try to make a point. No, these guys, the people are lying on the panel about Tyson Fury ducking fights. Tyson Fury ain't never ducked no man. You know what I mean? And we gonna make this fight happen with Anthony Joshua. Hopefully, Eddie Hearn can do his job and make the fight happen. Now, you talking like about Anthony Joshua like he ain't got a loss. Like Anthony Joshua ain't got knocked out by a bum in Andy Ruiz. Like Anthony Joshua didn't get knocked out in the amateurs. You know what I mean? Let's keep it consistent. Tyson Fury fought the best heavyweights. Number one heavyweights. Anthony Joshua ain't never been in a ring with a number one heavyweight. You know what I mean? You talking about Joseph Parker? That win that you guys been hyping up, that got beat by Derek Chisora, and Tyson Fury beat Chisora. Don't put me on me.
When the clock is up, the clock is up. Stop. Mute yourself, H Money. Mute yourself.
I need more time, Raphie. I need more time.
No, he's coming back. Hey, hold on. H Money. Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
You need another round?
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah, you need another round?
Yeah, man. I go 12. I'm a 15-round fighter. We could go 15 rounds like the old days.
The old days. We're going 15
now,
rounds.
Let me go first in this round.
We're going 15 rounds like the old days.
Can I go first on this one?
Absolutely not.
I need to go first on this one, though, Raphie. I go first in this one.
I have to just address what you just said.
He's talking about title defenses like Tyson Fury didn't have.
I have to address what you just said.
We'll come back. We could do it another day then.
Do what another day?
We'll come back then.
We'll do it now. We're doing it now.
I guess we can finish it another because I got to do something. That's why I wanted to go first.
Okay, no problem. No, you want to go? Okay, go first then. Go first if you got to go. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because John mentioned title defenses. Now, if title defenses are so important to you, John, Deontay Wilder had 11 title defenses and he gets no credit. So according to your perspective, if title defenses is so important, you should be giving Deontay Wilder more credit because he had more title defenses than Anthony Joshua, right? Okay, with that being said, Tyson Fury had mental health issues. He was contemplating killing himself, came back out of shape, 400 pounds, shocked the world. Tyson Fury against all odds. He's a hero. For everybody that's dealing with mental health, Tyson Fury shows that you can overcome it, my brother, and become a champion again.
Okay. So, what are you doing? You sticking around? H Money? You sticking around?
Yeah, I gotta get something out of my car, Raphie. So I'm gonna stick around, but I gotta get some groceries out the car. I'm gonna stay though. I ain't going nowhere.
All right, cool. Okay, cool. I thought you had to go. Okay, no problem. Okay, well, let me come back in on that straight away right now. Okay, so Tyson Fury, the opposing argument to that is that Tyson Fury is the biggest, is a bit of a fraud. Tyson Fury is a bit of a fraud. He picks and chooses. He picks and chooses He's never defended a title. So what the hell are we talking about? He's a convicted PED user. So don't give me no saint. I don't see no Saint Fury like you do. He ain't my Lord and Savior. He's just a man who puts his trousers on 1 foot at a time. He's just another guy who knows how to duck and dive and not defend his title. That's all. Okay, John D. Lee.
Well, I've put the receipts in the chat for all 3 ducks.
Okay.
So there's no quibbling about it. Tyson Fury has ducked those 3 men. The receipts are there for anyone to read.
Right.
As for title defenses, in 5 years, Deontay Wilder managed to have 2 mandatory defenses. One against Bermain Stavern, who was unranked and inactive at the time, and the other one against Dominic Brazil, neither of which were the #1 fighters in the WBC ranking systems. AJ's mandatories have been top-rated fighters within their sanctioning body.
And the Iron Kong has joined us. Iron Kong, you ready? Let's go.
What we talking about, man? Defenses? I mean, it's no question, right?
We're going to go back into the overall. Who's the more credible guy overall? Defenses, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to go.
Credible. What are we talking about here? Are we not going to talk about the guy who did take losses in the amateurs, work his way back to become an Olympic gold medalist? We're going to talk about a guy who, took his loss, came back right after, didn't duck no rematch, even though he was coming off the loss. You know what I'm saying? Fought the guy who stopped him in Madison Square Garden. Am I going to ask the guy who's more credible out of the guy who ducked Vladimir Klitschko, even though he beat Vladimir Klitschko, as H Money said, dominated him in wherever, Germany or wherever, but ducked the rematch. He did duck Dillian White. Said he was fighting for the diamond belt. Ducked him. Ducked Anthony Joshua for the 40% in Wembley. Let's not act like these things didn't happen. Okay? It happened. The receipts are there. Everybody knows it. Don't lie.
The receipts are there. And I think H Money's out there trying to getting the groceries out the car. You shouldn't leave the groceries in the car. You know, the temperature is the hottest place in the car, unless it's in the winter. It's probably even hot in the winter. Anyway, so let's talk about this now. I think my conclusion is, I'm going to show the receipts in a second. My conclusion is that Tyson Fury is a what do you call it? He plays the game. He plays the game. He talks a good one, but he don't defend the belt. He's an opportunist. He don't do the heavy lifting. When he was serving his 2-year drug ban, which he decided to call a depression. Yeah, of course you're depressed. Of course you're depressed if you got a 2-year drug ban. Of course you're gonna be depressed. But Tyson Fury ain't the one doing the heavy lifting. Certainly got ability. And nobody's questioning his ability. Nobody's questioning his ability. He's been in the boxing ring since he was like 8 or 10. And to me, to be honest with you, that's the time to start learning boxing. When you're in single figures, that's the best time. That's the optimal time. So he's a bit of a shyster. He's a bit of a shyster. He plays the game. He's a bit of a carpetbagger. He's one who plays the game. Crafty fella, but he ain't been doing the heavy lifting. Herbie Hyde would have beaten Wilder. Damn, he'd have given it a good hell of a go. Frank Bruno would have beaten Wilder.
Tyrannosaurus manages to slip that in.
But the LDBC,
yeah. I don't know what they're even doing now. Who are they capping for now?
Who are they capping for now, Tanara?
Are they still capping for their king? Well, he's helping out.
He's still capping for the Lord and Savior.
He's helping his buddy out with his OnlyFans channel, isn't it? Fans Only channel.
OnlyFans.
Are they doing, the rotisserie?
The rotisserie. Oh Lord. John Daly thinks they're gonna go and work in Morrison's on the chicken stand.
No. And the only fans, you could say that
Order. Unparliamentary language. Order.
John Daly's been sipping the ginseng tea. Order. He's been on the ginseng.
Smirking this honourable house.
I tried to use family appropriate language, but unfortunately,
you're gonna be close there with the rotisserie.
It was too subtle for the listeners, Raph. So I had to explain it in slightly more detail.
Hey, I appreciate that. But my bad. Boom. DRF Boxing with a little donation. You see, the importance of this is that it's just a £1. It's just a cup of tea. Eric's just bought me a cup of tea. That's all it requires. But let me just explain something to you people out there in the chat. Listen, there's a streaming service that's got to be paid for. There's the streaming, yeah. There's the high speed broadband that needs to be paid for. So you see this little £1 here that you might think is nothing? That goes towards that. So it is something. If you enjoy the show, mate, kindly consider chipping in a little cup of tea. You see this little cup of tea here? Now it makes a difference. And you know what else happens when you make a little cup of tea donation? It stimulates. Boom. That's what it stimulates.
Hey, Raphie,
yeah.
I got a charge against you, by the way. So you go ahead and say what, but I got a charge against you.
You got to charge. Okay. I'm all ears. But firstly, so that's what happens. Somebody else comes in with a cappuccino. But it's not a cappuccino for me. It's a cappuccino for the streaming people who really. I don't know if I'm impressed with the streaming service right now because I can't use my proper mic, and I don't think it's my fault. I think it's their fault. I think a lot of people are going to them and they ain't got their shizzle. Their shizzle is not correct. But you see this here by Aaron Daly. That's going towards the streaming service.
No, that's a daily.
Daily. Aaron Daly. Yeah, so understand, people, understand. Open the third eye. That's the pineal gland. Don't get it twisted. And of course, I'm not talking to the likes of your Lisa Bales. I'm not talking to your likes of your Lisa Bales. I'm not talking about the likes of the James Jameson or the Tone. Who else? And the like. We're not talking about them guys. We're not talking about the dominators. We're talking about the ordinary people in the chat. Understand that you have a role to play. If you support the thing, it don't take much to express it. Okay? Don't even need an expression.
And Tyrannus needs to unsubscribe from Malik Scott's OnlyFans and start subscribing here instead.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I hope he's surprised. I hope he's subscribed over here. Folks, sorry, the chat is animated. There's too many comments for me to get through. So much appreciation to the ERF Boxing and the Aaron Daly showing the way, leading the way, showing the way how you can get this shiznix on a regular basis. You know, it's high quality stuff. I'm saying it because I've analyzed it. I've looked around. And it's high quality stuff that you're getting here. Make no bones about it. And in comes the man like the James Jameson. I have a chart and we're slightly behind where we need to be on that chart. Trying to make this thing self-sustained. Okay? I'm just a guy who gives it to you straight. I tell you what's up. I tell you what's required. I tell you what's needed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go no more into that other than to say. I'm not gonna say, well, no. Let's just keep on with the chat. Let's go. There's more I could say, but much appreciation to the people who understand. Much appreciation to the people who understand what you're getting. You're getting what you're loving. And I love to give it. And these guys love to give it. So let's keep it moving in the right direction. You know what you need to do to secure this thing moving forward. We're on 270 what is it? 71. Can I hear some?
I'm back, bro. I'm back, Raphie.
Applause. 271. Can we get some mother respect up in this?
I'm back, Raphie. I'm back, brother.
271. Yeah, 271. In fact, it's more than that because I'm not counting the weekend show. So let's just have some respect up in here. Much appreciation to everybody who appreciates. Yeah, much appreciation. Okay, that's my little sermon. That's my little boom. 271 times I've gone to the well, and it's left us here in a good place. Cliff Bailey, happy BGS got his face smashed in talking that ish. Hey, let's be honest. Who isn't happy? Who isn't happy, Cliff? It had to happen.
I know a couple of people that are not so happy.
They don't count. They don't count.
Tom Little's got a bit upset today.
Tom Little, what's he on? What's Tom Little on?
He's got upset at Eubank, hasn't he?
Eubank. Oh, Tom Little can shut his trap.
No, I know he can.
Tom Little, who's Tom Little? He's had a few. Tom, just shut it, mate. Shut it. Seriously.
That's the sort of caliber of man that is upset about it.
Yeah. Tom Little, shut it, mate. Honestly. When I was your age,
have you heard Dylan's
I was Tom Little's age. Oh my God. We weren't even doing it as pros. We were just messing about in the gym, but we were in better shape than you, Tom Little. What is your excuse, Tom Little?
Raph, let's have it right. I'm an old man and I'm in better shape than Tom.
What happened with Tom Little?
Well, he's making some noise.
He's been using very unparliamentary language today.
Has he?
Oh, yes. Oh,
yes. What did he say? What happened?
It's unrepeatable.
What?
He's told you that he can I don't even know where.
Anyway, why do you get
he's asking to perform fellatio.
Let me just shout out the Bronze Plumber. The Bronze Plumber set to 22nd. I know. I'm not even going to look that up. Sex simulation to help keep the energy. Sick. I don't know what country that was.
There's certain men that the Bronze Plumber has struck fear in the hearts of.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Forced them to leave the country and go to Ireland.
The Bronze Plumber?
Certainly did.
Really?
The Bronze Plumber?
Yeah.
You don't know who that refers to, Raph?
I'm talking, Pricey. Yeah, Pricey.
Yeah.
Oh, tell him that story. I know what you're saying. Tell him the story.
Yeah, there was a time when the greatest heavyweight in the UK, he was holding the British title, was tasked with facing his mandatory challenger.
Back in a sec.
The bronze Plumber. This task seemed too much for this giant of a man, this 6'9" giant of a man. He had to flee the United Kingdom and go to the Republic of Ireland and become their heavyweight champion, dropping his belt along the way and allowing David Price to pick it up. It's a true story.
Who are you talking about?
You're not aware? I'm not sure how long you've been following his career for, H-Money.
You talking about Tyson Fury?
Are you unaware of this?
Nah, I don't know anything. Well, I heard that. I think they.
So I've put a link in the chat for you to read the article from the time of which it happened.
I go check it out, but I know Fury ain't ducking no smoke. Fury fight anybody, bro. It's in his blood. I'm just telling you. Hey, John, let me just make one point, John. It's in his blood.
I've been following Tyson Fury since he was 16 years old, H-Money.
That's good, bro.
I'm not so sure you have. I'm not sure you've been following him that long.
No, I don't. I wouldn't say I followed him that long. No, but I know he hasn't.
Well, I put all the receipts in the chat, so you just read them at your leisure.
Yes, sir. But I know he doesn't duck any fights. He'll fight anybody. Fighting is in his blood. Can I finish, John? John, can I finish? Because he does come from a family of fighters.
What's that got to do with anything?
He doesn't duck anybody. He's a fighting man.
Well, I seem to see him ducking the security on Saturday when his friend's
Now
dad
he's
was
ducking
getting
security,
paid
bro. Are we talking boxing or street fighting? Like which
well,
one?
well, which one are you talking about?
I'm
Because
talking about boxing.
Fury's-
That's why I'm here. This is a
the
boxing show.
Fury's family.
This is a boxing show. That's why I'm
So
here. Bro.
are you
So
aware?
Hold on, one at a time, H money, please.
I just came back, Raphie.
Let him answer.
I just came back, Raphie. I thought I could speak now, but it's okay.
No, you can't.
You go and speak.
I think it has
What
something
you
to do
need
with race,
do
Raphie.
is
I'm starting to think it has something to do with race. Like Tyson Fury receiving so much negative criticism because he's a white heavyweight and he's dominating. There never been a white heavyweight in our generation that dominated like
Have you heard of Vladimir Klitschko? Have you heard of Vladimir Klitschko? Are you mad?
Wait. Tyson Fury. Didn't Tyson Fury beat him? Didn't Tyson Fury beat him? Klitschko was getting knocked out by Corey Sanders, bro. Stop it, guys. Come on, guys. He wasn't as good as Tyson Fury.
He's Tyson Fury lineal.
He wasn't as good as Tyson Fury is, and he wasn't outspoken like Fury.
H1 is Tyson Fury lineal.
Yes.
How did he get it?
He beat Vladimir.
Oh, I thought he said Vladimir was no good.
I said he was good. Now you putting words in my mouth, bro. That's crazy. Hey, Anthony, look, I'm gonna say this, Raphie. There's never been a white heavyweight that dominate the sport of boxing the way Tyson Fury did. Let me finish. Can I please finish, bro? Please. I said, please, sir. If Tyson Fury was black, I don't think he would be receiving this hate. People will call him the next Muhammad Ali. If he was black, people will call Tyson Fury the next Muhammad Ali, bro. It's because he's white, bro. It has something to do with race. I think so.
Are you being serious right now?
Well, somebody put that in my head. Like, I think it's because he's white. That's why people don't like him.
You need to get that out of your head, buddy. You need to get that out of your head, buddy. He's come back. Which Africanized? I'm going to use the word Africanized. Which Africanized champion could test positive for PEDs, get banned for 2 years, and come back and be treated like somebody's Lord and Savior? Name me one Africanized guy who could pull that off.
Roy Jones. I mean, shit, he took PEDs. He did take PEDs, Raphie. I'm not lying to you. Roy Jones.
I'm talking about heavyweights, dog.
Heavyweights. Okay, heavyweights, but all I'm saying is there's never been a white heavyweight like Tyson Fury with that type of skill set in boxing history. Now, I mean, somebody mentioned it to me. They said if Tyson Fury was black, people would love him. They would say he's the next Ali. That what people. Somebody told me that.
Hey, come on.
I'm serious, Rob. I'm not joking.
Hey, somebody misled you, my friend. Somebody misled you.
I wanted to get your thoughts on it. That's why I
misled you from the flock. They're trying to get you from the flock.
Oh, okay. So nobody agrees with that. Okay.
No, absolutely. Hell to the no. Carry on.
Go ahead.
Carry on, John.
Or is it because he's a threat?
Because he's I don't know.
What's I can't. I'm actually lost. That was so left field.
That was left field, but
I actually can't remember what we were talking about prior to that.
It's
like, I don't understand. I really don't understand the point there at all. Like, there's been plenty of white heavyweights that have dominated the sport. Gene Tunney.
In our era, in our generation.
We got the Klitschkos, brother. We got the Klitschkos.
Vladimir had 14 titles.
Just a few years ago.
Was he outspoken? Was he outspoken like Tyson Fury?
I don't understand what that means.
Was he outspoken like Tyson Fury? No, he wasn't.
So what's that got to do with?
He barely spoke English, bro. They barely spoke English.
But H Money, I'm confused. I mean, this is a cultural difference now. I'm British. Yeah, being outspoken doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, you don't mean
it's not something that I like in a fighter. I don't rate somebody based on their words. I rate them based on the performances in the ring.
He beat two #1 heavyweights. Something Anthony Joshua didn't do. Did AJ beat two #1 heavyweights? No. Is AJ undefeated?
Are you going to let me speak? Because you make a lot of fuss about.
You're just being an AJ fanboy, bro. That's what it is, bro.
Are you going to let me speak?
I'll let you speak, you fanboy.
Right. Okay. First
you're gonna have to insult him back, John.
Yeah, he's got to run away. Look, it's all right. I understand why he behaves in such a fashion. I think he's also explained why Tyson
Talking about Fury or H Money.
well, he insulted me and ran away. It's like when people play. It's like when people knock your door and run away before you answer. Yeah, so if he wants to play knock and run, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
I'm quite happy to give Tyson Fury his credit for beating Deontay Wilder and for beating Tyson Fury. If he actually goes back and watches the shows, I predicted that Tyson Fury would knock out Deontay Wilder on this platform.
Yes.
I'm more than happy to give Tyson Fury his credit. I also think it's perfectly acceptable if people think he's going to beat AJ. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
However, it seems to produce high levels of estrogen in H Money's bloodstream if you suggest that Tyson Fury isn't the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
And this is a man who's never defended a belt.
But having said that, H Money, I ain't talking behind your back because I know you're coming back. But really, when we was doing,
I was quite happy to answer it. He's the one who insulted me and ran off, so I feel free to just say what I want to say because I was replying to him. He keeps calling me a fanboy, and yet I'm quite happy to give Tyson Fury all his due. I am quite happy to say if you think he's number one, I've said it on here before. If people think Tyson Fury is number one, that's fine. I don't care whether you think Fury's one or AJ's one. They're going to fight, and we're going to find out. That's my stance. I've been saying it for ages.
Beam says you guys got to stop bullying the H1.
He's the one that comes on here. He's the one that comes on here. He comes on here and he's
in the Twilight Zone. People are saying, "What's happening? What's going on? What's going on?" This conversation has more twists and turns than what Columbo and an episode of Columbo.
The thing is, Raphie comes on here and he spends his time insulting me.
He does.
I think I'm quite patient with him.
Very far more patient.
I'm a father. I have 2 children. I understand. Yeah, I have to have some patience.
Hey, I tell you what, kids, they really tap into your patience reserve sometimes, and you just have to.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Is it regarding dating?
Tyson Fury.
I'm sorry. Carry on.
Tyson Fury being from the UK. The fact that he's a white man, wouldn't that actually make him more popular in the UK, a country that is a white country? This doesn't make sense.
I mean, maybe H Money doesn't understand. I think
they don't understand. This doesn't make any sense.
No, hold on, everybody. I've got the answer. I know where H Money's gone wrong. H Money thinks that the UK is in Africa.
Okay. That makes sense. But just because I think H Money needs to understand this, I think the current population of the UK that's black is 3% of the population.
Oh, Lord, 3%. We only got 3%. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So, I don't see that Tyson Fury is being persecuted for being white in the UK.
The Iron Kong come back in. Iron Kong, come back in. I think H Money thinks the UK is in Africa. Yeah,
he's asking about America, but again, America is also majority white. So,
well, the time I checked, it's not a good thing. It's not seen as a good thing in America to be a black man.
No, so I mean, really, him being a white heavyweight champion would make him the most popular person in 2 countries. I mean, listen, none of this is about the man's skin color. None of this is about nothing like that. I don't know who told anybody that was a bad argument to make. Let's just stick to the boxing, man. Let's not go. Let's stick
to the boxing. Let's stick to the boxing.
James Jameson, I disagree with race in a big thing in the UK, but my point has been made that I mean being white does not hinder Tyson Fury in any way. I mean, no. It would help actually.
Iron Kong, I'm not sure that being black hinders you being a popular boxer in the UK. it hinders you in other aspects of life.
Of course, I understand. But I'm just saying.
But I mean, I think in America, as an example, things are more polarized.
Aaron Daly says Fury ducked Pulev too. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. No, I forgot that one. He ducked him for the EBU title.
Oh my God, there's a lot of ducks in here.
It's a documented duck. Yeah.
This is a poultry farm.
So two of the men that Tyson Fury's ducks AJ's actually beat.
Who were those men? Who were those men?
Dillian White
Mm-hmm.
and our friend Mr. Pulev.
When did he duck Pulev for the EBU title?
Yeah.
And he
Oh
ducked,
no, that's fully documented. Yeah.
yeah, and he ducked
Dillian White when he said
for the pearl title, the pearl necklace.
yeah. Well, I think that's what Tyson Fury went off to go and get instead. I think Mauricio actually gave him a pearl necklace.
It's a whole bunch of hate for Tyson Fury, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Now, Raphie, we know in the sport of boxing, right? There's not that many dominant white fighters. Is that? Do you agree with me?
Canelo.
He's Mexican now. Look, Raphie.
Come on.
He's a white man.
Yo, can I please speak?
He's as white. He's whiter than white. He's whiter than John Daly.
He's Mexican, bro.
He's whiter than John Daly.
Hold on a minute. What language do they speak in Mexico?
Yo, can I speak, yo, please? Now,
You never let me.
the sport of boxing, let me talk, yo. Can I talk? Can I talk?
You shout over me, H Money.
Raphael, listen. Now, the sport of boxing, is the sport of boxing dominated mainly by black fighters and Latino fighters? Yes or no?
Back in the day, there were more black champions than there are now. So I would say, the white man is on the rise. The white man is on the rise.
So Rafi, now all that I'm saying, and pretty much now, there's not too many white fighters that are dominating the sport of boxing. So Tyson Fury is like, he's pretty much he's like one of the only fighters that's really dominating, and he's white. So Tyson Fury, he's like an outsider pretty much, bro. He's pretty much an outsider. He's one of the only white fighters that's doing what he's doing in the sport of boxing. With Mayweather, Ali, Larry Holmes, you had Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins. Most of these guys are black. Now you got Canelo, Chavez, all of these guys, Mexican fighters, De La Hoya. Where are the white fighters? Now Tyson Fury is a rare commodity in the sport of boxing, where he's actually a white fighter, and he's really good, and he's beating everybody. He's undefeated. He's outspoken. All I'm saying is, this is rare. This is rare. We really haven't seen this in boxing. That's my whole argument, Rafi.
No, we've seen it, bro. We've seen it. We've seen the Klitschkos, bro. We've seen before the Klitschkos. Who was the big white? Who was a big? Listen, we've had big white guys. You had Cooney back in the day. You had Bogner before him. Who was a hard? These guys were hard to stop.
I checked, right?
He wasn't a champion, Rafi. He was never a champion.
He was never a champion, but he was a type of guy that you wouldn't want to meet.
He wasn't like Fury. He wasn't like Tyson Fury. He wasn't doing what Tyson Fury is doing now.
Vladimir was far more. Both Vladimir. What's his name? Not Vladimir, the other brother. Vitaly was far more dominant than we've seen out to Tyson Fury in 5 years, 6 years. He won the title 6 years ago, and he ain't done diddly squat. Let's face the
facts. The guy that quit against Chris Bird, that one.
Hey,
that Klitschko. That Klitschko.
Fury beat two top guys. Never defend. His resume is patchy at best. He beat two top guys.
Wilder had 11 title defenses. You give him no credit. So stop lying.
Fury ain't that impressive, bro. His resume ain't that impressive. You got two good
AJ. At least he ain't lost to no fat boy Andy Ruiz. He's way better than AJ.
Okay. You want me to go in? Okay, I'll go in. Listen, Fury is patchy. He's a PED guy. He's only got two good names on it. Well, two. You sound like RDCR, bro. Hold on. He's only got 2.5 good names on his resume. He comes in, he comes out. He's a fly-by-night. That's what he is. He's a fly-by-night. He flies by night, looks for opportunities, swoops down on them, disappears again. He ain't consistent. He ain't been doing the heavy lifting over the last 5 years. He's a fly-by-night. He's a chancer. That's what he is. And I think he's looking. Somebody asked me the great escape. I think he's looking for a way out. Okay? If you want it raw and uncut, I think Tyson Fury is looking for a way out because he knows that he might get a spanking on August the 12th or 14th or whatever it is. He might get a spanking. I'm not saying he will. Listen, I rate Tyson Fury. He's been boxing since he was in single digits. I think that's the way you should do it. Get your kids into boxing. They don't have to stay. They can come out if they want to. But once you are in single digits, mate, and you know how to throw them hands and you know how to parry.
Bro, you've been hyping up AJ for years, bro. You've been hyping up AJ for years, bro.
You've had enough time.
Bro, you've been hyping up Anthony Joshua for years, the guy that got beat already. Raphie, stop it.
Okay, I'm going to have to ease him off for a second. I got to talk. Okay, so stick around in the back. Oh, God, okay, we'll come back later, but I got to talk. He's a chancer. Tyson Fury is a fly-by-night. He's a drug. He's a PED user. We know all of this. So don't try to tell me that this guy is the second coming. He ain't the second coming. He's a chancer. He's an opportunist. He's a, what else? What else? Yeah, he's one of them guys. He's one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? He ain't solid. He ain't thorough. He ain't thorough. He comes and he goes. Yeah, like karma, chameleon. Yeah, where's that two-face? I think that two-face applies to him more than it applies to Billy Ho Saunders. Yeah, so remember the two-face. How come I haven't got that two-face up yet? Anyway, okay, so now you know what it is. You know what it is. Where's H Money? It was your turn. You disappeared. You missed your chance. What's going on? That's a fact. Okay, any guy wants to come on through.
Yeah, Raphie, that charge against you, you know. You don't forget, you know,
Breathe.
You know.
Breathe.
Yeah, Raphie, you know, you were on with me on my stream. And we talk about Michael Hunt. And you said, oh, he's not accepting because of some insidious plot by Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? But we see Michael Hunt going to fight a cruiserweight who hasn't fought since 2019 on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos. I want you to tell me if that was a better move for Michael Hunter than fighting Filip Hrgovic for the final eliminator mandatory for what will be Anthony Joshua's or Tyson Fury's belt. Your turn, sir.
Okay, well, let me get to that first and foremost. Okay, let me get straight to that. All right. Yeah, well, listen. I don't know what the hell's going on with what do you call it? The short guy there, Hunt. I don't know what's going on with Hunt. I thought, yeah, stick around, H Money. I'll come back to you in a second. I don't know what's going on with Hunt. How much is he getting? How much is he getting for that Shiznix? Is it going to be the 340? He was going to get 340K. One thing I will say, and got to give a shout out to the Rick Glazer. Because he told me a few things. Well, we learned a few things while he was over here. I was just talking to him today on a social media platform. Somebody wrote in. They said, "Yo, Rick, are you still over at the Raphael Dawkins? Used to love your combination." And then he said, "Well, no, due to our anyway." Let me find it. Let me bring it up. I'm not running away. Excuse me. Very gassy. This Coke. I've got Pepsi Max. I haven't had it for a couple of years. I thought, let me taste this Shiznix, and now it's left me very gassy. So let's go.
Here, boy.
Let's go. Let's go and see this. Let's go and see this exchange right here. Oh, here it is. No, I want to come right back to it. Can y'all? Am I even sharing? I'm not even damn well sharing. Stick around, H Money. I'm going to come back to you in a second. Share. Let me share this. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we? Where are we? Let's blow this thing up so people know. No, I'm going to come straight back to that question. Okay, I think it should be visible now. Just about. Okay, so yeah, somebody asked, Gypsy John asked, Rick, do you not do the show with Raphael Dawkins anymore? I used to enjoy it. And Rick said, no, the system on my new cell phone provider with Sprint got bought out by T-Mobile. Isn't compatible with Raphie's system that he uses for the show. I really enjoyed the show. And Raphie comes back. We both enjoyed it, Rick. Hopefully, I'll find a system that is mutually compatible. It ain't over, folks. It ain't over. 3 likes, 1 retweet. Okay. And so what I'm saying is there's something directly pertaining to the answer to your question, Iron Kong. One thing is that I learned from Rick is that the PBC overpay their fighters. PBC overpay their fighters to just keep them in place. They need a certain number. Is he with PBC? Is he with PBC, Iron Kong?
I've heard a speculation that he might be working something with them, but nothing has been announced. But this seems like a PBC move because PBC likes to make their fighters turn down championships and opportunities for legacy and bigger money on the far end in order for them to just keep their roster tight. So this is a PBC move because this is a WBA eliminator, and we all know the PBC loves them regular belts, them WBA regular belts.
So he's in line for a regular WBC.
No, he's in line. He's fighting a cruiserweight in some kind of eliminator. I don't know for whose WBA belt. Is it Manuel Charles? Is it Trevor Bryant? Is it Robert Hellenius's? It can't be Anthony Joshua's belt.
No. Okay, so it's a PBC move. It's a PBC move. They give him good money for average opponents. And I think that's what we're looking at with Michael Hunter here. Relatively good money for relatively mediocre run-of-the-mill. Look at Deontay Wilder's career. Run-of-the-mill opponents all the way through. And when he steps up, he gets backed up. And if he gets backed up, he loses. Plumber, but I didn't make it up. I sent 3 links to Raphie to back up my case. Oh, Lord. Yeah, but it's not boxing-related links, though. Bronze Plumber's going to have to follow you on Twitter, and you two are going to have to do battle it out about this non-boxing related topic. So, Iron Kong, yeah, my answer is, looks like it's a PBC move. Get the most money for the least risk that you can get. Because I think we all... Well, let's go around the table real quick. Like, who do you think... I'm going to start with you, Iron Kong. No, let me start with John. Mix it up. Switch it up. Who do you think, John Daly, around the table, H1A, come back in. Who do you think wins out of Hunter and Hrgovic? Just your opinion, your honest opinion. Shoot, John D. Lee. John D. Lee might not be at the mic because, okay, so Iron Kong. Who do you think wins? In fact, everybody in the chat as well. Everybody on the chat as well. Yeah, stay on boxing. Everybody in the chat as well. Put your answer in. Who do you think wins out of Hunter and Hrgovic? There's no right answer. I just want your opinion. Iron Kong, you too. Who wins? Who do you think? What do you think?
I think Michael Hunter would have beaten Hrgovic because I've seen for the mere fact that he's fought better competition, more varied styles. I think he would have beaten Hrgovic and he would have put himself directly in line. I mean, Raphie, we see the going rate for like things like heavyweight belts these days. If Tyson Fury or Joshua loses, wins or loses, whatever, they have to drop a belt. Just say they drop the IBF too. The loser will want that belt back. And the loser would still be a popular fighter that was just going to command the millions. Say Joshua loses, right?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury And Tyson Fury said, "No, I don't want the IBF because the IBF stripped me after Klitschko, and he drops the IBF and he drops the WBO. The IBF is available. You don't think Eddie Hearn would pay buku dollars for Michael Hunter versus Joshua fight to get Joshua back into the rankings? So the bigger money is on the back end. I have Michael Hunter winning against Hrgovic because he's to me a better fighter. To me,
what did you just say? What was that sentence?
I said Michael Hunter is a better fighter from what I've seen.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah. Hold on. What's this here? James did send me links. I didn't check them because I'm not really into that topic. Last time I was asked, I picked Hunter, but now I'm edging to Hrgovic, and that's my point. I've got Hunter winning, but it's a close. But it could also be a close fight. But he has fought the better opponent. Hunter has fought the better opponents. Hrgovic is coming up. But that's my point. Some people say Hunter, some people say Hrgovic. And my point is 50-50. Yeah. My point is that's not the PBC way. That's too much of a risk. 50-50, unacceptable risk. So that's why I can see them taking a different direction. They might be going for a belt like you alluded to, Iron Kong. So strategic movements. I'd rather have seen him fight Hrgovic, like most people. But the PBC don't run things that way. What I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. Hold on, John. You're coming in to me.
Sorry.
What I'm hearing and what I'm seeing is that what's that little guy, Gary Russell Jr. He normally fights once a year, but too experienced. He got a lot of experience, but normally fights once a year. But now it's been 15 months since he's been in the ring, and his next opponent is some lowly mandatory. But 15 months since PBC's Gary Russell Jr. I think he's been a champion now for how many years consecutively, fighting one fight a year. Well, now he's gone over the 1 year. Now it's 15 months. That is the PBC way. Yeah, pimp your ride. That's the PBC way. John D. Lee.
Has Hunter actually officially come out as a PBC fighter yet?
No. Not to the best of my knowledge, sorry.
No, I've not seen anything. I like the statement 50-50 is not the PBC way.
Yes, it's not the PBC
No, it's true, Raph. I've got no criticism. It's just making me laugh.
Too close.
As for Garden and Gary, I don't understand what the end game is with the PBC anymore. Because they've got to be losing money. They've got to be losing money. I cannot see how the people have the people at Fox actually got rid of them now. They've been kicked off Fox, haven't they?
Yeah, carry on.
And has the new schedule of PBC fights come out, or have they just what have they actually announced?
I ain't seen them.
No,
I ain't seen the
so
news.
what like Heyman's got this roster of fighters he's paying to not fight. He's also paying them to have uncompetitive fights that people don't want to see.
Yeah,
he's doing pay-per-views that are actually quite good. The Charlo double header pay-per-view was actually good.
Yeah,
and it did horrible numbers.
Horrible.
I think I know what it is. I think their target audience are Team Stream. So it's got fail written all over it.
Their target audience is who, sorry?
Team Stream.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So, when you're trying to use the pay-per-view model, that isn't really the target audience to chase, is it?
No.
The people that use the legal streams are not really who you want to be chasing when you're trying to do pay-per-views.
John Dealey's talking in riddles. If I break it down into the simplest manner, what he's saying is that the PBC target audience tend to be streamers. They don't want to, it seems they don't want to, we know they don't want to pay. The statistics are out there. We know it's factual. They don't like to pay. Many of them don't like to pay. So that's a tricky situation to be in, John Dealey.
How often do you get a double header on pay-per-view in America with 2 world title fights, one of which was a unification, and the other one was a really good fight. Derevyanchenko versus Charlo was a good fight, and the other one was a unification for 3 of the belts. And what did it do? Like 120 pay-per-views, and that's the official, unofficial, my sources number that's usually inflated.
Yeah.
By Coppinger. So I don't understand how there's any money being made, and he's paying all these fighters to not fight. So I just don't understand it. As for Hunter and what he's done, it's severely hypocritical, and it's a complete bitch hoe move, because he would have been the IBF mandatory if he won. And of all the mandatory positions to be in, that's the best one, because it will get called. So if you don't get the big money fight, you become a world champion.
Yeah.
So your Hergovich is all that's in the way between you and the IBF Mando, and you go after Triller, and you fight a cruiserweight. After running around telling everybody that you'd fight for free, you don't care who it is.
I want an interview with that cat. I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to try for an interview with that cat. Raph, the statute of limitations had expired on the PED. You gotta let that go, man. Well, we can, but what?
No. We have to bring the truth to the people, Beeb.
Yeah,
the fact is, in my opinion, the things that has been manufactured about Tyson Fury, this I've never seen any medical evidence. He wasn't sectioned. This was a cover story to cover up the fact that the man was serving a 2-year ban and to keep it out of the press.
And
the cocaine test came on the heels of that story breaking, and then that they ran with that to cover over the Nandrolone scandal. And then subsequently, we've heard of all these tales of depression. But all we saw was Tyson Fury on the piss. Was it the World Cup or a European Cup?
Yeah.
When he was out with the England fans buying Jaeger bombs for the whole bar.
Oh, yeah, I think that was European.
Yeah. I'm not sure the Americans saw all of this. No, but I don't think they had this media coverage that we had. 100% know that most Americans don't know that Tyson Fury ran off to Ireland to avoid David Price. But I remember it happening at the time.
100%. Looking through some of these comments, they're golden from earlier on that I missed, but we were immersed. We were immersed. Immersed. We were immersed in a battle, a debate. Where is the H-Mo9? Where is
Hey,
the
Raphie, don't duck me now.
Oh, come on now. Come on in.
Did you, and is it a duck?
From Hunter? From Hunter?
Yes.
If you're talking about Hunter, then it looks like a clear duck to me. Looks like a clear duck. It looks like a clear duck to me, because you're turning down a fight that could have put you in a very, very strong position for a title shot, and you've turned that down, and maybe now you're going a different route, maybe an easier route. Clearly, you've picked an easier route, and that's got PBC written all over it. Maybe Tyson Fury should join the PBC.
I don't think they can afford him, Raph.
I don't think they can afford him, but he operates on the same principle. He operates on the same principle. He takes up, but no, it's a different principle, because what he does is very clever. Listen, Tyson Fury, he ain't no dummy. He ain't no dummy. Raphie gives him his props for being very crafty. Let me not say clever. Let me say crafty. You know when you're dealing with somebody who's crafty, when you always look in your hat. You're always looking in your hand after you've done a deal and thinking, this don't look right. This don't look somehow. You get finessed. He's that cat who always seems to, he's got a double-headed coin. And he'll say, heads I win, tails you lose.
It sounds like you have experience in this matter, Raphie.
Well, that's what I say.
I'm not flipping any coins with you.
That's what I say. I've never lost a coin. The last time
I'm not flipping coins with you.
The last time I lost a coin toss, I was 7 years of age.
Iron Kung, in case my answer wasn't clear enough, this is a clear duck, and what I'm most impressed with is after all of Michael Hunter's bitching towards Eddie, Eddie's successfully pulled his hoe card by winning the purse bid, Hunter getting the bigger part of the purse, and Hunter still putting his tail between his legs and running off to go and fight a fat cruiserweight, which essentially is what he is.
Oh,
these are the facts.
That's true. It's true. Those are the facts. Those are the facts.
I mean, Triller is just a cruiserweight fight where neither of them can be asked to cut weight. That's all it is.
Yeah, let me just jump in here for a second. Slightly different. Listen, anybody who's got any queries for James Jameson over the topic that he's talking about or brought up last time around, please go to his Twitter. Just go to Twitter and type his name in, and you will get to him, and he will give you all the links you need. Fury is flawed just like the rest of us. You got to cut the man some slack. He's a crafty shyster. We're not all shysters, but he's a crafty shyster.
I don't hear AJ being cut any slack. I don't hear that happening.
You know what's weird, James Jameson? Sorry to cut you off, but I always see how people say like Tyson Fury got his life together. He was on drugs, mental, whatever. And then they turn around and they say Anthony Joshua, fake roadman, used to do this and used to do that on the road. But it's like, which is worse? A young man getting his life together and then going on to greater things and left that lifestyle behind in his young age, or a big grown man wait till he reach old age status to go to for his life to crumble, go drinking, snorting coke, doing peds. Which is worse, the big grown man who should know better, or the young man who made mistakes in his youth? It's weird how they give Tyson Fury this sort of leeway and this praise, but want to jump on Anthony Joshua for mistakes in his youth when he was a child. But this big grown man who know better, who know not to do coke, who know not to do peds, we give him props for getting his life together in his old age. Man, stop.
It's actually worse than that, Iron Kung, because in my opinion, these things that he's done them to manipulate the media away from the fact that he cheated against Christian Hammer. And he should never have been in the ring with Vladimir Klitschko. Under the rules of boxing, he should not have been in that ring. And yet we never hear about it, do we, Raph?
And I'm the first man I've heard. I'm the first man I've heard to say that Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko should be ruled a no contest. Yeah? I'm the first man I've heard to say that. First man I've heard to say that. Should be ruled a no contest. And you know why. I was followed as Paula D. No idea how to send a message. Just click the message. Hold on. Let me try and give you a tutorial live. Let me try and give you a tutorial live on how to send a message on Twitter. Let me bring up this thing. Don't worry, folks. We like to help the people over here. We like to help the people over here. So stop sharing that. Start sharing this. Don't worry. Don't worry. Raphael Dawkins, can you see what I can see? Let me drop that down. Let me bring this up. Don't worry, we got a couple more things to talk. Well, got a thing or two to talk about real smooth. Like, okay, so how would I send a message now? Okay, so what can you see? This is perhaps too big. Send a message. So how would I send a message from here? You got me thinking now. If I wanted to send, let me bring the screen down. If I wanted to send a message to a specific individual, where would I do that?
It looks like an envelope, Raph.
It looks like an envelope. That's what she
You
said.
have to click on. You have to click on.
That's what she. That's what she said.
But you. I'm sure I got pulled up for a lack of parliamentary procedure earlier.
I think I've been way more subtle than you. You were talking about.
I was being very subtle, Raph.
You was talking about rotisseries, and you was talking.
You were talking about people working in Morrison's. I felt the people were misunderstanding what I was saying. I was just clarifying it for the listeners, Raph.
I can't see. Oh, the envelope's over here. Let me see.
So those so-called training sessions are just part of the initial storyline for the OnlyFans videos they're putting out.
So hold on, Bronze Plumber, the envelope. You're looking for the envelope. So you click on that, and what will happen then? Okay, so you click on that, and then you will write in. You can search. You search the person's name. So make sure you got the person's name as it appears. Maybe copy and paste. Type it in there, and then you'll go next. Once you type it in next, and then you write in your message. Okay, so you look for the envelope there, and click on it. Copy and paste the person's name. After you've clicked on it, search people. That will bring that person up. Then you write them the message. Okay, so boom. Okay, so do I need to answer a question? Somebody asked me a question. Super dope. Couldn't agree more. What's going on? Okay. Hold on a second. Let me just drop another link in the same link in the chat as we continue on. Okay, we got the Aaron Daly, the AK Super Dope, Cliff Bailey, Lisa Bales, James Jameson, T. White. The Bronze Plumber, ringside reporter, that's the B, up in the building right about now. The Tone. Who else we got? We got the Cliff Bailey and many, many more. Philip Carl Roberts up in the building. Okay, so where are we? Okay, the Billy Ho Saunders. Let me. Okay, pair of bombs dusters. Okay, so Billy Joe Saunders has come out and said that he is coming back. If one of you cats want to go ahead and talk about Billy Joe.
Con, do you want to go first? Or?
Say that again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got Harvey out here talking he nonsense about coming back. He said Daniel Dubois has a long way to go. Well, as far as I concerned, Billy Joe Saunders, got from about Wessex to all the way up into the Outer Hebrides to go. You know what I'm saying? This dude ain't coming back nowhere. To do what? What big fights he gonna get? He gonna fight Chris Billum Smith for the Cruiserweight Championship of Britain. Who he gonna fight? Look here. This dude needs to stay gone. The game don't have no use for you. You ain't dedicated to the game. I'm not interested in seeing you fight. You got busted for peds against Andrade, and that's why you're here. At least Andrade would have beat you, but not busted your eye. So you could have taken that L. Well, I guess $8 million that you were complaining to Eddie Hearn about. Oh, it's not about the money. Take the money and stick it up your lanky backside. Oh, it's not about the money. I'll go home if I don't get my 40-foot ring. Huh? Yeah, look here. I don't care if he's coming back or not. He's not gonna sell no tickets nowhere, and I don't know what Eddie Hearn gonna do with him because he gonna come back and really they ain't no big. He don't have no belt no more. He don't have no belt. What's the value of Billy Joe Saunders? He don't have no belt. What is it? Tell me.
I can answer that question.
Go ahead.
Absolutely nothing. And Billy Joe Saunders is not entertaining. Personally, I think his skill set's overrated. He has zero inside game. He has none. can't punch.
Mm.
He's a slapper.
Mm.
And the only time in recent memory he's displayed high levels of skill, there is the question mark as whether it was a result of the nasal spray he got caught using in the Lemieux fight. Isn't that the fight before the Andrade fight?
No. He got caught in the Andrade fight.
No, but the one before, wasn't that the?
Yeah, Lemieux.
Yeah, that's my point. So
yeah. That's the one highlight really.
I believe that he was the beneficiary of the nasal spray during that fight, because the situation with that spray is it's a bit of a loophole in the UK. You're allowed to take it during training, but not on the night of the fight. And Billy Joe used it, and I think there's a lot of suspicion around the Ingle gym using that as a loophole.
A lot of suspicion.
A huge amount of suspicion. I think we have to question Kell Brook, because he's another little fat dumpling that makes weight. And it also if you train with enhancements, you will benefit from that even when you're not using it, because you were able to do that training, so your body has adapted to the training.
Yes.
So when you come off the supplements, there's still that residual benefit. And I think that's what happened in the Lemieux fight. Interestingly enough as well, since he's been caught doing it, he hasn't been able to make 160.
Dang.
He hasn't. And I mean,
Nope.
He's not a puncher at 160.
No.
At 168, he's not going to beat Canelo again. He can't make 160. And what is the point of Billy Joe Saunders at 175?
No point whatsoever. What's he dancing?
Yeah, so
what does he want to do? Dance to the dancing queen?
He's not entertaining.
How big is the ring got to be then?
He's not entertaining. I don't want to see someone dance around for 12 rounds.
I don't want to see somebody in a 30-foot ring.
I don't care if it's in a 16-foot ring. I don't want to see somebody whose sole intention is to score a points victory. If I want to watch points scoring boxing, I'll watch amateur boxing, because over 3 rounds it can be entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm not. If that's your intention is to just try and nick and fiddle a win.
Fiddler.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Fiddler on the roof.
I would like to know what the rewatch rate is of Vladimir Klitschko Tyson Fury.
No, you don't.
Well, I do, because it would prove my point. I've actually rewatched it.
If you, good Lord.
I've rewatched it to rescore it, because I hear so much talk about what a fantastic performance it was.
Good Lord.
And the only good thing about that performance is nobody thought he would do it. However, that's one of the worst versions of Klitschko that ever to get in the ring.
One of the worst versions of Klitschko. It's one of the worst versions of any heavyweight fight. Any heavyweight championship fight, one of the worst versions.
But I have to agree with the fight doctor on this one. The writing was on the wall. If you go back and watch the Bryant Jennings fight, Klitschko looked disinterested. He looked like he was just there to defend his title, and he wasn't hungry at all. And for some reason, we didn't see the rematch.
For some reason, we didn't see the rematch.
And for that fight, we had to motivate Klitschko.
We had a very motivated Klitschko. So that's another question. I think we will retire. What do you mean we will retire? I'm not retiring yet, B, but I don't know how old you are, B. But certainly no one in retirement age. Hold on. Was Fury drug tested for the Klitschko fight? Yes. He failed a post-fight drug test. He failed a post-fight drug test. I think that's correct. He failed.
I'm not sure what the testing body was, though.
I don't know which body. He got popped for cocaine post the Klitschko fight.
But in the UK, in the UK, all sports people are subjected to. What's the British board? Because it isn't just boxing.
British Boxing Board of Control.
No, they don't do the drug testing.
Oh, you're talking about his father, isn't it? His father.
No. The UK's own one, UCAD.
UCAD.
There was a UCAD test he failed for nandrolone. Now, they test everybody. That includes footballers. Anybody in the UK who's a professional sports person is subjected to random testing.
Yeah.
Now, Vladimir didn't have the WBC belt, so there was no VADA clean testing program for that fight. I'm not sure what the drug testing protocols were. I'm not saying there weren't any, but it's not as clear cut as things are currently. So,
Elliot.
but the point, irrespective of that, he'd failed the drug test from the fight that put him in the position to fight Klitschko. So he shouldn't have been there.
He shouldn't have been there. That's why I say it should have been a no contest. Many, many times. Everybody here knows the Raphie has been saying for the longest time. Go back to the damn beginning of the live shows. I think we were only, I don't even think we were 15 live shows in before I was saying that, before we started debating about lineal. And I was saying that fight against Klitschko should be ruled a no contest. As a matter of fact, the British Boxing Board of Control said that the Christian Hamer fight should be ruled a no contest. But if you go over to BoxRec or any body such as that organization, you will see the Christian Hamer fight is not ruled as a no contest, which the British Boxing Board of Control stipulated. It should be. The Christian Hamer fight should be ruled as a no contest, but that has not happened. Talking about, I'll be with you in a second, H-Money, talking about Saunders. What's the future for Saunders? As what we know now, we think he's they say he broke his orbital bone. I guess that there'll be, I can believe it, but I guess there'll be some x-rays, but let's say that it's true that he broke his orbital bone and, cracked it in 3 places. Do you think that Billy Joe will be coming back? I'll go first. And I say yes. Billy Joe, he likes a pound. He likes a pound note. Don't we all? Don't we all like a pound note? People were saying, I think so was a report that he'd earned $3 million or something for the fight, or 3 million pounds. But no, I know the ballpark would have been 5 mil. Because that was what was being talked about before. I know Billy Joe likes a pound note, and he's got his mate there, Tyson Fury, trying to keep up with the Joneses. He's going to want every pound note he can get. Don't we all? Like we all want. And so I think he loves a pound note. And even though pound notes don't exist anymore, it's a coin. But yeah, I think he'll be back, just like Kell Brook was back, just like Daniel Dubois is coming back. What will be the results, though? Will he be the same? Will he be able to be the same that he was before? I don't know. But do I think he'll come back? I think he will. He'll give it a shot. He'll give it a shot. He had surgery. They'll give it a shot. That's what I'm saying. We're going around the table. We're gonna go straight away to let's go to Iron Kong first, then John Dealey, and then we go back to the H-Money. Iron Kong, does Saunders come back? He had surgery.
I mean, he might try and come back, because I don't think that $8 million he made from the Canelo fight is going to last Billy Joe Saunders all through his life, because he don't seem like a very smart guy. So he might try and come back and make a couple more dollars or whatever. But again, what's the appeal of Billy Joe Saunders? He's been fighting in the UK all this time and hasn't managed to do a lot. It's not like Eddie can take Billy Joe Saunders to America and do no big numbers there. He wasn't doing no big numbers in the UK.
Yeah.
By the time he comes back, that Andrade fight is gonna be stale. But he's gonna fight Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank might break his orbital bone again. So he's only gonna get fatter and slower on his time out. So I'm not, Billy Joe Saunders has no value to me as a fighter. I think Billy Joe Saunders he might indeed come back, because maybe he wants some more money, and that's an only Matchroom can give it to him. Yeah. So yeah, that's there. He might come back, but he's no value to anybody to me.
That's a good point. He might come back, but he's no value sure, Fury said it's not about the money. What is the value of Billy Joe? I think Billy Joe was I think that one of his values was that he had not been beaten. But now he's going to be in a precarious position if he does come back. One, is he going to be the same? But let's say he's as good as he was. I think Billy's done. But let's just hypothetically say he's as good as he was when he comes back. That would be a problem because now he's going to be a problem without a reward. When he had a belt, when he had a title, at least you go through the problem, you get the reward. Now he's going to be a problem without no rewards. So I think Billy Joe is going to be in a very tricky situation if he comes back, and I think he will because he likes a pound note, like we all do. You guys don't think if Billy Joe takes time to heal, he can come back? Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he does come back, and maybe he comes back good, but it's going to be a problem for him because now he's a tricky southpaw without anything to offer other than a problem, no belt. Although, do I think that Eddie can navigate it so he picks up another belt from some Turkish guy that we haven't heard of? That's the question. So, John D. Lee, let's get your quick opinion, and then we go to the H. Money, and then the fight doctor's waiting in the wings.
I don't think he can get a belt because Canelo's holding 3, and Caleb Plum won't fight it. There is a money fight for Billy Joe.
Yeah.
The Eubank rematch.
I like it. People keep on poo-pooing it. I want to see it.
No. Eddie can sell the heck out of that.
I want to see it.
They might actually be promoting it already because I mentioned how Tom Little was having a go at Chris Eubank because he put down a big bet on Billy Joe to lose.
Yeah.
Eubank's been gloating about it. In the UK, I think that can sell. Might not sell transatlantically, but here it will sell.
Hey, I want to see that fight.
I'm not sure Billy Joe would give Chris Eubank the satisfaction of fighting him now. It could be an Amir Khan situation.
Yeah, I think so. But it's going to be interesting. And the H. Money, the return.
Yes, I think he can come back, Raphie. Eddie Hearn, he has a lot of middleweights. And not to mention that now Billy Joe's even a bigger name. Now he is a big name in the sport of boxing after that big fight with Canelo Alvarez. So people are going to want to see Billy Joe's return. Some people want to see him lose. Some people want to see how he bounces back. I think Billy Joe is a very skilled fighter. He just lost to Canelo, who's arguably one of the best in the world. So with that being said, I think a big fight for Billy Joe in America could be Daniel Jacobs. It'll be a very good fight. They're both campaigning at 168. I would love to see that matchup. And, I heard Fury's name mentioned. I mean, when is Eddie Hearn going to be held accountable for saying that the fight will be announced this week? And turns out that Tyson Fury hasn't even signed a contract. So, which shows that Eddie Hearn has been lying to the fight fans. He's been lying.
No, that's not true. He hasn't been lying.
Yes, Raphie.
Oh, Frank, what I've just showed you where is it?
I thought we were going to get an announcement this week, 100% that we're going to get the fight this week. What happened to that?
I pulled it up before, but just for you, H. Money.
I think it's better that Eddie Hearn should shut his mouth. He does too much talking.
Hold on, just for you, H. Money. I'm going to pull it up again. I'm going to pull it up again.
Hey, Raphie, I got to slide off, man. Peace out to y'all. Have a good night.
Hey,
he said it's still not signed, though, bro.
Yo, take your time, H Money. Much appreciated. Goes to the Iron Kong.
Hey, peace out to H Money, John Dealey, and the doctor who just come on. You know what I mean? Peace to everybody.
Peace out, man. Peace out.
That was the Iron Kong. Much appreciation. Got his own thing going on. Go check him out. So Frank Warren has now confirmed. Much thanks. Thank you, the Iron Kong. Frank Warren has now confirmed that August the 14th is the agreed date for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. He said it's still not signed as they're waiting on Saudi financial assurances. but he's quite sure this will be addressed and the fight will get over the line. OMG. Celebrate good times.
Let me read this one sentence right here. He said, all right, well, here we go. It said, Tyson, all right. It said Tyson Fury, he said, is not signed as they're waiting on Saudi Arabia financial assurances. So, I mean, Frank Moore said the contract hasn't been signed. So, nothing has been signed yet. Nothing has been signed yet, bro. Nothing has been signed. So,
he said a lot of things have been signed. He's not waiting for the last signatures. A lot of things have been signed, but he's waiting.
The lawyers are looking over. They're making sure that the bank has the bank has approved it. So we want to make sure that all the money is there, and then the fight will be announced. But Eddie Hearn saying 100%, all of this jibber jabber, man. Look, I put it. Look in your hangouts, Raphie. I don't want to overtalk you because you are cutting me off. But all I'm saying is, look in the Google Hangouts. I put the link to the video where Eddie Hearn said, it's my fault the fight hasn't been announced yet. But you still haven't went to that, brother. If you could pull it up and see what Eddie Hearn said out of his own mouth, that it's his fault. Okay?
Well, it's
and thank you to fight doctors here, someone with some sense. Thank you, brother.
Well, before I go to the fight doctor, you're saying that they posted something that I should go look up. Okay, so I'm looking it up now. You posted a video. I can't play the damn video, can I?
You can play the audio. You can play that. It's a fight hype interview.
Well, I don't know where it is though. I don't know what minute it is.
It's only 2 minutes. It's only 2 minutes. Within like the first minute and a half, you're gonna see it.
Well, okay. What it says is probably my fault. Eddie Hearn update on Eddie. That what aspect is it his fault though? What aspect?
Because he keeps saying that the fight is gonna happen. The fight is 100%, and it's not. It's not. So he said it's probably my fault.
How is it his fault?
Listen to what he said, please.
No, I ain't paying fight type, Shizzle. I ain't paying fight type.
Lisa heard it. Lisa watched it.
Yeah, H Money's right. I heard it.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not right, but I'm saying in what aspect. Hello, Lisa. I'm saying in what aspect. Fight doctor, your video is on. I don't know if your video on.
He was saying that he's wrong for keep saying it's gonna happen this day or that, whatever.
Yeah.
But my issue with him is he just talks too much.
Yeah, well,
he has too many interviews, and it's not a good look for him or his team Joshua. You know what I'm saying? In that sense.
Yeah. It's not a good look. Well, he gets excited.
All in the video, P. Diddy.
All up in the video. Yo, if y'all want to see who ain't all up in the video, come see me over this road. Anyway, hold on.
Can I make one statement? One statement.
We're jumping around too much. And in comes the man I'll let him introduce himself.
Fight Doctors in the house on Rick James status as always. What's going on, panel?
Yeah, man, it's all cool in the gang over here. We're having some nice conversation. Nice conversation over here.
Fight Doctor, thank you for coming through, man. Hopefully you could talk some sense to some of these guys. Now, Raphie, I was going to say one thing because now Anthony Joshua said, less talking, more action. Less talking, more action. He was talking to Eddie Hearn.
Hold on a second. That's a good point you just made there. You just said that who said more action and less talking? Who said that?
Anthony Joshua said less talking, more action.
Anthony Joshua said less talk, more action. And
he's talking about Eddie Hearn. He was talking about Eddie Hearn, brother.
You can't put words into his mouth. He was clearly.
That's too ambiguous of a statement to really.
No, yeah, exactly. But he specifically addressed that to Tyson Fury because he came out with a post and he addressed the Spartan. Tyson Fury addressed himself as the Spartan.
The bottom of the tweet says at Tyson Fury.
At Tyson.
Yeah, but let's talking is Eddie Hearn.
He don't get much clearer than that. Tyson.
But Eddie Hearn is doing a lot of talking too, right?
You said Tyson Fury. You addressed it to Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
Come on.
but Luther said Eddie Hearn needs to shut up too.
Hold on a second. Come on. We can't be disingenuous now. We have to stick. We have to stick to the truth.
Raphie, I've sent a link for that.
Let me.
And it clearly states at the bottom at Tyson Fury.
Let me go. Where did you send? Where did you send it? Where did you put the link? Where was the link?
I'll send it to you again.
Yeah. Either send it through here. Yeah, send it through here. Yeah, send it privately though, in the private section. So then I can go straight to it.
Where's the proof of funds, Raphie? We're still waiting.
Well, you know what? Let's not be rude. Somebody who's on the panel who hasn't had a chance to speak yet, and his name is the Fight Doctor. Fight Doctor, come in, speak your truth. We ain't got long.
So a couple of things. First, Billy Joe Saunders is done. He's finished. All right. With regard to Billy Joe Saunders, there's 2 words. Kell Brook. Kell Brook did nothing post Gennady Golovkin, and I suspect that if Billy Joe Saunders wants to continue his career, he will do nothing. He'll do less than nothing. So he's not even worthy to talk about. He's done. It's a wrap. The broken orbital bone, that's a serious injury, right? Saunders is done, and that's just the hard truth. He's finished. Now, as far as Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua is concerned, we're waiting for an announcement that I suspect is not going to come by the end of the week. That fight, as far as July, August is concerned, is dead.
Have you seen Frank Warren's opinion on the matter?
Yeah, so Frank Warren just yesterday or the day before said the fight was dead. Now he has changed his tune. I guess he thinks the fight is going to happen. So my question is, all right, fine. Fight's going to happen. Where is the official announcement? Okay. And listen, I have a better question. Where's the money? That seems to be what Tyson Fury, the question is on his mind. Where's the money? So show me the money. Show me the money. If this fight is going to happen, show me the money.
Okay. Well, Frank Warren.
Where's the money, Raphie? Where is it?
Okay, let me speak. Okay, so Frank Warren, the biggest pessimist out there, he's been pessimistic. He's been pouring cold water on the whole damn thing, the whole damn time. Even he has now come out and said he's quite sure this will be addressed and the fight will get over the line.
What does Aram have to say?
I don't know.
Last thing, Aram said that they working on a fight for Tyson Fury in America as a backup.
Yeah, sure, cool. But you heard what Frank Warren said. Let's not play silly now. You heard what Frank Warren said.
Yeah, but so it seems to me that Tyson Fury has 2 promoters. He has Warren, and he also has Aram. And if Warren is saying one thing and Aram is saying something else, well, that constitutes an inconsistency on the part of Tyson Fury. And I would think that if this thing is going to happen, both of Tyson Fury's promoters should be singing the same tune. And right now they're not.
I don't give a rat's ass which tune they're singing, so long as Tyson Fury doesn't duck, doesn't run away from this. Because
Tyson Fury has a history of ducking, doesn't he?
No.
Yes,
Tyson Fury has a history of ducking. He has a history of cheating.
Yes.
No, bro. Oh my God,
yes,
bro.
he does, and in comes the man like the Beeb. Joe Habib, how do you do?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, my fellow. Good evening.
Not all news is good news. That's just the reality of life.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna wet blanket this? Are you gonna be wet? Are you the wet blanket? Are you the wet blanket now?
I'm gonna be the red pill, not the blue pill. I'm gonna be the ugly truth, not the pretty lie.
Uh-oh.
I have all the confidence in the world in Eddie Hearn. I have all the confidence in the world in Bob Arum. I have all the confidence in the world in Frank Warren. There's one entity that I do not have confidence in, and that is the Saudi Arabian government, which has a checkered past. Many events in the Middle East area, and I'm Middle Eastern, so you can't call me xenophobic. I'm Middle Eastern. Look at that last name. That means beloved one in Arabic. That name, Habib, means love, beloved in Arabic. I'm Middle Eastern, okay? And I'm telling you, okay, that they did do a fight with Ruiz Joshua in Saudi. But let's talk about all the other fights that did not happen that were supposed to happen, because why? Proof of funds was not provided. The WWE sued Saudi Arabia, and they settled out of court for $39 million. Why? Because they did not pay what they owed. So this isn't about blaming anybody. This is about Saudi Arabia. That's the bottom line. And it's always customary, especially when you're doing business with another country, for them to provide a letter of credit from a bank to the other party who's involved in the business agreement. It's common. It's always supposed to happen. So by asking for a letter of credit, and for a letter of credit not to have been provided when this fight has been promised for 4 months, it's not normal. There's something wrong for that to happen. So that's just the reality of the situation. That's not me hating or not wanting the fight. That's the reality of the situation. That's just the way it is.
So what you saying?
When I was 10 years old and I was told that there's no such thing as Santa Claus, I didn't want to believe it, but I had to believe it. You know why? Because it was the truth.
Well, these people, my counteraction to that is that these people are not the same people, who are dealing with the WWE. These people,
same government.
These people are not the same people who are dealing with the WWE. This money is coming from people who are royal. Are they royalty? These people, this is the same people that Eddie Hearn's dealing with, that he was dealing with for the Ruiz fight. And even when Frank Warren himself is coming out and telling you, B, that it's good. We expect this thing to get over the line. You have to acknowledge that, B. Surely you have to acknowledge that. When the biggest pessimist of all comes out and says, and you've seen the thing, comes out and says, we expect to get this over the line. Frank Warren is effectively saying, hey, be easy, everybody. We got this.
Can you at least acknowledge that he still said that he's waiting for a letter of credit? Can you at least acknowledge that?
I do acknowledge that. But what he said is that he expects that letter of credit to come through.
But if I'm the Saudi government, or I'm the Saudi, whoever they're dealing with over there, and I'm so strongly intent on putting on this event, one of the first things I would have done was sent a letter of credit to all the parties involved, all the promoters.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that should have been done, Ralph.
Well,
so you have to question why that wasn't done. You have to be a little skeptical on what's going on over there. Something seems very shady. You have to acknowledge that. You have to, if you're objective.
Shady. I don't know about shady. I mean, you're choosing the word shady. I mean, I'm saying you got a guy over there busting his ass trying to get this thing across the line, and you have to acknowledge, surely everybody has to acknowledge, that Frank Warren, the biggest skeptic of them all throughout this thing, has come out himself and said, hey, it's pretty much a damn formality. The thing is almost over the line. You have to acknowledge.
Wait. Can I interject for a second, please? May I interject for a second?
Yes.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? So you have what is arguably the biggest fight in boxing, but we don't have financing for what is arguably the biggest fight in boxing. So that begs the question, why? Why is it that it is financing for the biggest fight in boxing is a hang-up? I mean, that's a legitimate question, but it also, I think it also begs the question, why is it a problem getting financing for the biggest fight in boxing? What's the holdup? I mean, what's the issue here? Seriously. I mean, why are we even talking about financing? Why are we even talking about getting financing for what we know to be the biggest fight in boxing? Like, why is that a problem?
Okay. Well,
can I tackle that, Raphie?
Yeah, go ahead.
We've just had today on TalkSport in the UK, Frank Warren, the person who said this was a problem, admit that he's confident that they will now provide proof of funds. So I don't know what stage you normally get evidence of the money going into the escrow account or equivalent, but the person who was suggesting it was a problem has now come out today and confirmed he believes he's going to be given proof of these funds. We've had the tweet on the screen about 3 or 4 times.
It doesn't mean
he gave that interview today.
He's being optimistic. That's what he's doing. Now, where are the proof of funds? Now, Raphie, you showed that the Saudi Arabia family is worth millions of dollars. They're worth trillions of dollars. But where's the proof of funds? Now, with Deontay Wilder, who paid $50 million to fight Anthony Joshua, $50 million, you asked for proof of funds, and Al Heyman is responsible for the biggest fights in the history of boxing with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo, Pacquiao versus Mayweather, Conor McGregor versus Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya versus Mayweather. Al Heyman was a part of all of those fights. So if Al Heyman put on the biggest fights in the history of boxing, isn't that like you pulling up the proof of trillions of dollars what they were? Look at Al Heyman's history. He's put on big fights. So that wasn't good enough for you back then. You wanted proof back then. Eddie Hearn wanted proof back then. So we need the proof right now. So you can't show me trillions of dollars of what they're worth, because I could have showed you Al Heyman's history of making the biggest fights in boxing. But that wasn't good enough for you.
Right.
That wasn't good enough then, right?
Raphie, I was talking and he just started shouting over me.
Yeah, I know. Correct.
If anybody talks over him, we have to listen to a lot of talk from H Money about how he's been interrupted. Whenever he comes on here, he interrupts other people.
Yeah.
So the point of what I was saying is it's fine for Frank Warren, Bob Arum, all of Tyson Fury's lawyers to advise Tyson Fury to get proof of funds. That's absolutely perfectly acceptable. Frank Warren is the one who came out and said that was a stumbling block. 2 days later, Frank Warren's confirmed that he expects to receive this proof. So when Eddie asked for the proof of funds, he was told he couldn't have them when it comes down to the Deontay Wilder fight.
Yes.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
So Eddie asked for proof of funds. He was told he couldn't have them. He was told he couldn't have them. He had to sign first. Frank Warren isn't signing first, and Eddie is coming up with proof of funds by Frank's own admission. I'm not sure you can put that amount of money in a bank and prove it that quickly.
Can I explain?
I don't think it's an instant transaction.
Can I explain what a letter of credit is?
I think we know what it is, though.
No, I think
they want more than the letter of credit.
They've said a letter of credit is a binding. A letter of credit is a binding agreement. First of all,
it is, B. But
let me read the definition. Let me read the definition so people can understand what it is. Who don't understand what it is. A letter of credit issued by a bank to another bank, typically in a different country, to serve as guarantee for payments made to a specific person under specified conditions. So you don't have to put money in an escrow. All you need to do is provide a letter of credit, which is basically the same thing you sign when you get a credit card and you're promising to pay what you owe. Now, obviously, once that is issued, if you go to court, you're going to have to pay the money that you owe. As simple as that. Yeah. That's a binding agreement. That's what's always done in situations like this. Always.
Yeah. However, the wording, I'm going to get to Lisa in a second because Lisa's been quiet. However, the wording, the wording that Frank Warren used implied that Tyson Fury actually wanted some money in his bank account. That was the implication there. However, I just thought I'd drop that in. However, Frank Warren has said, and I repeat, hold on a second. Frank Warren has said, Frank Warren has now confirmed that August the 14th is the agreed date for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. He said it's still not signed as they're waiting on Saudi financial assurances, but he's quite sure this will be addressed and the fight will get over the line. Lisa Bates.
Yes. Well, it sounds a little bit more optimistic on his end as opposed to yesterday or the day before what he said. But my thing is, in the beginning, everything was okay. Like when they made, they agreed in principle to have the fight. But once it started getting like, all the social media stuff and all of that, this is just bad because I feel like people should learn from their past mistakes. Because this is not good. Like all of this stuff about the financials in the news and all of that. Like this is the stuff that can kill a fight. So, they got to learn from their mistakes. Like what I love about, and I know it's not as big a money fight, but look at Ramirez and Taylor. It's just going too smooth. It's not all of this drama.
Yes,
terrible.
Yes.
It's terrible, this.
Yeah, it is. It is 100%. Everybody's gone quiet. I mean, the next person.
Well, the thing with that fight is an in-house fight.
Yes, that's a good point.
It's not really fair to compare. You've got all three of the biggest promoters allegedly involved in this fight. Only one of them doing any work, and the other two sniping at him the whole time. And when it comes down to negotiating big fights, there's a track record of Tyson Fury dragging his heels. It was just kept quiet more effectively when it was Al Heyman and Frank Warren negotiating the first Fury Wilder fight. That took a heck of a long time to actually be announced when there was no worldwide pandemic and nowhere near the amount of money involved.
Yeah.
They announced that fight after he fought. Was it Tyson Fury or Pianetta? They announced it was done like pretty much after that fight, didn't they?
Yeah.
Wilder was there in Northern Ireland. And it was months and months and months before we actually got anything signed.
Yes, right.
And that was Tyson Fury causing trouble. He asked Eddie Hearn for a contract for the Wembley date when Eddie booked Wembley Stadium for Wilder, and Wilder turned it down.
Yeah.
And he asked for an amount of money. Eddie gave it to him, and he still said no. So he's got a track record of messing about. It's just this is the one time we've actually been subjected to it all in social media, which isn't fun.
100%. B, what's happening? What's happening, B? Where's B?
My only thing is this: Tyson Fury has done things in the past that can be called into question. There's no doubt about that. If any objective person would see that, he has won the title, and he's never defended it. He has pulled out of fights before. That's all well and good, but neither fighter has signed a binding agreement yet. So you have to ask yourself this: if Eddie Hearn is telling you both sides' lawyers are looking over everything, then if they're looking over everything and it's been this long of a period of time, you have to ask yourself, is Joshua's side finding some things that they're concerned about as well? It's not okay. It's very safe. It's very safe to assume, given Fury's history, that he's causing problems. Yeah. But if neither side have signed a binding agreement and both sides' lawyers are looking over these contracts or these rough drafts or whatever that they have been provided, then I'm sure there's issues on both sides. Or I shouldn't say I'm sure. I strike that. I suspect there may be issues on both sides, and I think a lot of that has to do with Saudi not providing proof of funds. That's just my opinion.
Well, Eddie has come out with different information to that, Joe. So Eddie has confirmed AJ signed his side, and every time they've sent a contract to the Fury side, they've sent it back for revision. So they've only just got to the final contract, which Frank has admitted this week he has received. And Hearn has confirmed that AJ signed it.
I've never heard him say that. I heard him last week say that he hasn't.
No. This is since the Canelo fight, when Frank Warren has confirmed that he's actually received the final draft, and now they're waiting for proof of funds. Hearn has confirmed that AJ has signed his side.
Can you send me a link or something?
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then I have to concede.
No, I'll get you some receipts, Steve. Don't worry.
I have to concede the point if that's the case, because I've never seen it.
Well, to me, my position was without seeing receipts, I don't really need to see receipts to know that. I don't need to see receipts to know that the Joshua side are hell bent on getting this thing across the line.
They're more enthusiastic. There's no doubt about that. They're more enthusiastic.
Yeah, they're hell bent.
There's no question about that.
They're hell bent on it. And the guy who says that money doesn't matter, I think it really matters to him the most.
But you can't listen to when people say that, Ralph. Come on.
No, I know. And that's what I'm saying. I'm telling people I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it. I think the money matters to him the most. I think that Joshua is hell bent on getting this fight. He even went 50-50. I think that's the understanding. Hey, people, if I mute your mic, don't take any offense to it. It just means that I'm hearing some background static, and that means it's impairing the quality of the audio. So if I mute your mic, all it means is that I'm cutting out background noise. That's all it is. So I think Team Joshua, hell bent. Look at what they had to go through with Wilder. Look at the hell and high water they had to go through with Wilder, trying to get the thing off the damn line. And so this time around, they just said to Fury 50-50. We don't want the argument. We don't want the hassle. We don't want the back and forth. You're not a 50% entity to me, to Joshua. No, you're not. But you know what? We're going to give you 50% to cut all the crap. Pardon my expression. And that's what they've done as far as we know. They've given him 50%. Yeah? I don't know if it's 50% of everything because obviously, you got to be crafty with these things. But they've given him 50% just to cut the... They just want to get it done. Just want to get it done. They want to get the big dosser in there and knock him out. Yeah? And that applies to either side. Fury's side will say he's the big dosser. Joshua's side will say he's the big dosser. They just want to get the guy... They just want to get Fury in the ring because it's been so much... tribulation with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder defamed Joshua's name, dragged his name through the mud, and then he did it with Tyson Fury, and then he did it with Mark Breland, and Joshua's side just sick and tired, just please get in the ring so I can knock you out. That's all Joshua wants. He just wants Fury in the ring so he can knock him out. And it looks like, according to Frank Warren. According to Frank Warren now has confirmed that August the 14th is the agreed date for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. He said it's still not signed, as they're waiting on Saudi financial assurances. But he's quite sure this will be addressed and the fight will get over the line. And, I'm going to go around the table so everybody can get their final words in. I'm just looking here to see if there's something that I've missed. Let me just pull up the picture. Because a picture paints 1,000 words. Let's pull up the picture and go over the picture. The thumbnail is what I'm talking about. And let me see. Let me make sure I got everything in. Okay, so what was the question? The question was, what's the great escape? And to me, you see Anthony Joshua to your right. You see Anthony Joshua to the left. Tyson Fury to the right. And then you see a man on a parachute. And the question is, let me zoom in on the parachute because I have a question. Is the guy in the parachute trying to make an escape? Is that Tyson Fury? Looks quite, he's got the dimensions, the long legs, the midriff. Is that Tyson Fury trying to make a great escape? That's the question that had to be asked. Okay, little bit of giggles there, little bit of giggles with that one, but I think we've covered everything. We've looked at the irony of the Billy Joe Saunders eye. Go out on your back, son. Go out on your back. You're gonna have a long road back. Said the Saunders, the BJ Saunders to the Daniel Dubois. You're gonna have a long road back. Go out on your back. Go out on your back, son. In fact, I haven't talked to you about this, Beeb. Talk to me about Billy Joe Saunders' eye, Beeb. Talk to me about the eye. Talk to me about going out on your back. Go out on your back. Go out on your back.
I don't want any fighter to go out on their back. When someone has an injury like that, Daniel Dubois, actually, I was reading about his injury.
Yeah.
And the medical specialist that looked at his eye said that if he didn't stop, he would have suffered from double vision for the rest of his life. They also said that his eye could have fallen in the back of his sinus, and there was also retinal bleeding.
Oh, Lord.
And I defended Daniel Dubois, and I will defend any fighter because I don't want to have any fighter to lose their sight just so they can tell somebody I went out on my shield. Because when it's all said and done, and that fighter isn't fighting anymore, and he's sitting in a room somewhere, not being able to see out of one of his eyes, can't talk to his kids, can't enjoy his life after boxing. None of these idiots online, none of these people who are looking for blood, these people who are holding fighters and other people to a standard that they could not live up to themselves, they're a bunch of frauds, and I hate when people do that. So I have no problem with Daniel Dubois not being able to continue. I have no problem with Billy Joe Saunders not being able to continue. I think he owes Daniel Dubois an apology. Yeah. I think he should come out and apologize, especially how Daniel Dubois had a classy response for him.
Yes.
I think he owes him an apology. I have to be honest with you, Billy Joe Saunders is just not a likable person. He's just not. He's just not. And Chris Eubank was laughing at him, but if the tables had turned, he would have been, and that was Chris Eubank, he would have been laughing at Chris Eubank. That's just his history. We've seen that. So people saying, "Oh, well, Chris Eubank shouldn't do that." Well, these guys have a history. They're not friends, and they've taken really bad shots at each other. So, it is what it is. But the guy Billy Joe Saunders had a dent in his face. And then they're trying to say that it was Mark Tibbs that made the decision, but Mark Tibbs asked him
Yeah.
And then he's being interviewed by Michelle Joy Phelps, and full credit to Mark Tibbs, because I always think trainers should do this to try to take some of the heat off the fight. Thank you. Take the heat off the fighter, and I'm glad that he tried to take the responsibility for it, because but a lot of times, what the trainer will do in there, and he was being interviewed by Michelle Joy Phelps, and she asked him, like, he said to her, "I asked Billy a question and I didn't get the response that I wanted," and then she pressed him, and then he wouldn't. Then he just kind of like blew it off a little bit. So he asked Billy, "Can you see? How you feeling?" And I'm sure Billy told him, "I can't see." So that pretty much says that, pull me out.
Twice. Said it twice. He
Yeah.
said it
So I'm
said
not.
it one time when
Again,
he got straight, sat down. One time.
But I know what Billy Joe Saunders is going to do when he comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's different from what I did. I didn't pull myself up my train. No.
You pulled yourself out, Billy. You pulled yourself out.
He's going to try and spin it like I didn't pull myself out. My corner pulled me out. So it's not the same thing. That's just a type of. This is just me suspecting, but that I have a strong suspicion that's what he's going to say. That's what he's going to say. I know he's going to do that.
Exactly what's going to happen.
I know he's going to do that.
And Beeb, I came on your show after Daniel quit, and I don't know if you remember, but I said I thought Martin Bauer should have pulled him out of the fight, and one of the reasons was I actually thought he should have protected his fighter from the flack he was going to get.
Yeah,
exactly.
What's worse, a lot of the pundits on British TV that gave Daniel flack are supporting Billy, saying it's different because his trainer pulled him out.
It's not different.
That narrative's already been put out by like Sky TV.
Of course.
Repeat that last thing you just said, John.
Some of the pundits on Sky have come out and said it's different because he pulled him out.
It's the same thing.
It's actually worse because Daniel fought on for 3 rounds.
Yes.
And Martin should have done what Tibbs did.
Tibbs did, yeah.
Yeah, so all the credit to Tibbs. I've been pretty vocal about how Breland should have got credit for doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the corner's job.
Yeah,
the corner's job is to decide when you've had enough.
It's the corner's job to decide.
Hold
on, let me just say this.
I'm sorry.
No problem. But let's get the sequence right, because I watched it, I saw it, I listened to it. Okay, so the 8th round, Billy Joe gets smashed in the eye by Canelo. He goes back at the end of the round. He goes back to his corner. He sits down. He says, "I can't see." Mark Tibbs says something to him. Couldn't catch it on the mic. And then Billy Joe Saunders said, "I can't see." And then Mark Tibbs said, "Are you sure?" And turns around and waves. So let's get it right. Billy Joe Saunders, once you say I can't see as a boxer, the fight is over. Right or wrong, B?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Okay, as you were saying.
I saw Pavel Wallach. His eye was completely shut, and he kept saying, "I can see, I can see, I can see."
Yes.
And you know what? We interviewed him. I interviewed him on Rope-a-Dope Radio. And you know what he said? The guy was holding fingers up. He goes, "I was guessing." I was guessing. So they was, and I got it luckily right. And just so I had a squint out of my other eye, and I was practically guessing to see what he held up. That's how bad I wanted to continue.
Damn.
So, but again, as much as Billy Joe Saunders is unlikable, I don't want to see him go blind in his eye. I'm not a malicious person. I don't have hate in my heart. I don't like seeing people hurt. I'm not a sadistic, mean-spirited person like that. But I do believe in karma. And I think we have to say that karma did rear its ugly head in this situation. But one last point I want to make, too, is I have such respect for the way Mark Tibbs handled that, because I've seen other trainers in corners when they know their fighter is in horrible shape. Can you continue? What do you want me to do? You want me to stop it? No, you don't ask them if you want me to stop it.
That's terrible.
You use your own sense and say, "I am stopping it."
Yes.
Like Angelo Dundee, when Ali was in that 10th round against Trevor Berbick, he didn't ask Ali how he felt. He said, "I'm stopping this." And then Houdini Brown was fighting with him. He goes, "I'm the chief second. I make this call." So I hate it when trainers will sit there and ask the fighter, put him on the spot, and put him in a situation where they're going to make him look bad. That irritates me to no end. I even heard Robert Garcia when Antonio Margarito was fighting Manny Pacquiao. I don't know if you remember that. And his eye was literally flapping. It was flapping in that fight. And Robert Garcia didn't stop that fight. And he was asked at the end, "Why didn't you stop it?" You know what his answer was?
What did he say?
And I have a lot of respect for Robert Garcia. Don't get me wrong. He's a great trainer. "Oh, if I stopped it, Antonio Margarito would have killed me."
Oh, Lord.
What kind of excuse is that?
Oh Lord, that's terrible.
The guy's got permanent. The guy's got a lens. He's got an artificial lens on that eye now.
Oh Lord,
because of what happened.
This is why it was so bad about what happened to Breland. Like Breland did exactly the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
He did 100% the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people paid attention to this. When Anthony Yard had Kovalev in serious trouble,
yeah,
Buddy McGirt said to Kovalev, "If you don't show me something in this fight, I'm pulling you out."
Mm-hmm.
And that's then the round that he went on to knock out Anthony Yard in.
Yeah,
because he knew that Buddy would have pulled him out. And that's the relationship that you should have. The trainers makes this decision. That's his job.
Yeah.
And I agree.
That's why I'm
glad. I'm glad Daniel Dubois has actually gone to Mark Tibbs.
Yeah.
And left Martin Bowers.
I'm glad he got rid of Bowers.
100%. He's gone to the right place.
Yeah.
And it isn't really about whether Billy Joe should have quit or not.
Mm.
This is retribution for the way he's conducted himself. And he deserves all the stick he's getting.
He deserves all the stick he's getting. And
more so than saying he should have carried on.
I agree with you, John, for the first time.
And furthermore, not only does he deserve all the stick, I think Billy Joe Saunders, I'll give him his credit. I think he will have expected the stick, and I think he will take it in good grace, because I think he knows of all that he's talked over the years. He was waiting for it. There's a mountain, there's a slag heap. I don't know if you Americans know what a slag heap is. It's kind of industrial waste. There was a slag heap of heat waiting for Billy Joe Saunders, and it happened perfectly. It happened perfectly. He's waiting for him, and it's just come rolling down on him like I'm not going to say hot lava because we don't wish ill on the guy, but let's just say cold lava. He's been waiting for him. He's got a list of violations as long as an elephant's trunk, and couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He deserved it. He deserves all the ish he's getting right now. But really and truly, at the end of the day, he's just been a heel in the game. I think it comes natural to him. He's a heel in the game, and he gets what heels get sometime. But that has brought us to the end of the show. We're going to go around one more time so everyone can have their final say.
Yep.
I want to say, hold on, not yet. I want to say a big thank you to everyone in the chat. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who stepped up. And as a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, I think I took the time out to bring up the appropriate window so I can thank all of the show sponsors. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to get last comments from everybody. But I got to give a big shout out to the ERF Boxing who donated to the cause. You know, this thing costs money. This thing costs money, and it should be self-financing, and that's the objective right about now. So everyone who donates, either via super chat or via PayPal link in the description, is certainly not making me rich. You're just helping this thing to pay for itself. And I think it benefits you in the long run when you get the shows that you want to get. And the only way that can happen is if you become an investor in the channel. And one way to do that is via the super chats. That's a little bit. It don't take much. Just £1, £2, £3. You want to go push the boat out to £5, push it out even further at £10, and etc., etc. But it only takes £1 to show your appreciation. So big shout out to the ERF Boxing. What do you call it? The sponsor of today's show, Aaron Daly. The sponsor of today's show, the James Jameson, the Cliff Bailey, the Bronze Plumber. It's you guys like you, who invest in this thing so that we can do this thing. So big appreciation. Anyway, back to the show. Okay, let's get people's final opinions. Let's go around. Who have I not heard of for a while? The Lisa Bayliss. Talk to Mike. Thanks for coming on, Lisa.
Yes, thanks for having me, Ralphie.
Every time.
And thank you to the panel for everyone's comments and experience. And I just
Real
hopefully
talk.
this we'll get this fight and we'll see who'll be the last man standing, and that's it.
Damn straight. That was the lovely Lisa Bayliss. Much appreciation goes out to the Lisa Bales. And then there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And next, who have we not heard from? The Fight Doctor. The Fight Doctor. Come on in, the Fight Doctor.
I'm just curious to know, when are they going to find the money to put on this fight? I mean, Eddie Hearn has been promising us an announcement for how long now? And still...
A year, whole year.
Yeah, right.
10 years.
Still,
10 years. He was prophesized.
And still we have no fight. So, what's the holdup? That's my question. Like, what the hell is really going on here?
Do we have a bet on this fight?
We do. We have a bet. And I'm betting that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua will fight someone else before they fight each other. The fight will happen, I think.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen next. It's not going to happen July, August, I don't think.
All right, get your money ready. That's all I'm saying. Get your money ready, your little piggy bank. Do you have piggy banks over in America?
Yes, we do. And, sir, my money is always ready.
All right. Well, you know what a piggy bank is, so get ready to empty that thing out for me.
Should you win, my money is ready.
All right. And that was the Fight Doctor. Much appreciation goes out to the Fight Doctor. And we're going to talk to the Fight Doctor again real soon. Okay. So who we got left? We got the H. Maybe I should go ahead. H. Monet.
Yo, you know what I mean? You know what it is, man. Tyson Fury, the best heavyweight in the world, undefeated, 2-time Ring Magazine heavyweight champion, the only heavyweight that had every belt in the division from the IBF, WBC, WBO, WBA, IBO, lineal champion. Tyson Fury, undefeated. Anthony Joshua, stop hiding behind your promoter. Eddie Hearn, shut your mouth. Where is the money? We're tired of the lies coming from Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has let us down. First of all, Eddie Hearn, he didn't make the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder fight for undisputed. Will he make the fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua for undisputed? Now, that's the question. Now, where is the money? We need the proof. Stop with the talking, like Anthony Joshua said. Less talking, more action, Eddie Hearn, because you're lying to the people. You're lying. We're still waiting. Put up or shut up, Eddie.
Dang. And that was the H-9. Oh, Lord, what did I do? Did I just knock somebody off by accident? I think I did. Sorry. And that was the H-9. I think I just knocked off the Fight Doctor. I think the Fight Doctor was listening in the background. I accidentally knocked him off. Okay, there's the link. The Fight Doctor. I don't even know if you can hear me. That's just the link so he can listen on in the background. Okay, and then there were 3. John D. Lee. Thanks for jumping on, my friend. Nice contribution as per usual. John D. Lee.
Always appreciated, Raph, having me on. Everybody just wants this fight to happen. It's dragged on too long. This last tweet from Frank says to me, I think they've actually got what they need, and it's actually going to happen.
Yes,
but we'll see. As for Billy Joe, I don't want him to go blind, and I think the stick that he's going to receive is just punishment for the way that he conducts himself. And as for Michael Hunter, seriously disappointed in this guy.
Yeah.
See, I don't understand why fighters get credit for running the mouths. The ones that run the mouths are usually the ones that can't back it up. We see that consistently.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always happen. You know, there's a couple of notable exceptions, Muhammad Ali being one of them. But yeah, let's just hope we get this fight, and shame on you, Michael Hunter.
Yes. 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 And then there were two. The boy, come on in, please. Your final words, sir. Thanks for jumping on. It was a pleasure getting your perspective and your final words, sir.
Ralph, I want nothing more than for you to message me on Friday or Saturday and say, Beeb, I told you so.
They're talking about Monday.
Excuse me?
They're talking about Monday. Monday.
Okay.
Frank Warren mentioned Monday.
So Monday. All right. So what? So even Monday then. I'd love for you to be able to text me and just say, Beeb, I told you so. And I'll be happy to eat crow. But if we don't get this announcement by Monday,
I
think we can maybe say that the fight's finally dead.
No. Well, carry on. No, I'm interrupting you. Carry on, sir.
That's fine. That's fine. I know this is emotional stuff for you, right? I can totally understand why you would jump. Why would you interrupt me when I'm talking about this? I
just want the fight to happen more.
I know. I know.
I question Fury. I think he's looking for a way out. I think. And who asked me earlier on about the Great Escape? I think he's looking for a way out. The dude ain't fought for what? For it's going to be like 18 months, 19 months by the time he gets in the ring.
I think the general opinion out there is Fury wants a tune-up. Is that what everybody's thinking?
I don't know, but I don't know, but on a common sense level, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe. I'll be honest with you. I think we're going to see Wilder Fury 3 before we see AJ Fury first. That's what I think is going to happen. Because Wilder is in training right now. He hasn't announced a fight yet. I think they're just trying to let this thing play out. And then at the end of the day, we're going to get an announcement for Wilder Fury 3. And then we're going to have Joshua versus Usyk. And then we'll probably get this fight next year. Next year sometime. I mean, that's just the way I see it going.
Woo!
And I'll tell you this, and I'll just be honest with you.
Get your apple pie ready.
I'll just be honest with you. If this fight was going to be in the UK or if it was going to be in America, I'd feel much more comfortable with the current situation. But I just don't trust the Saudis. That's my thing. I'm not here to say Eddie's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. You know, I think Eddie's taken the lead because obviously I think he took it upon himself to initiate the contact with the Saudi people because he has that relationship with them. Bob has a pretty bad history dealing with people in the Middle East. So I think Eddie's taking the lead here because he's the guy that has the relationship. He's the guy that has the contact. And these other guys are just saying, okay, well then you have a relationship with these people, then you handle it. And that's why I think Warren and Arum is sitting back, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, should they be, they're being accused of being negative, but I think they're upset with the fact that Eddie keeps talking and nothing's getting done, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So I think they're just telling the truth about how they feel. I don't think that they don't. Well, I think Frank wants to fight. I don't think Arum really wants to fight now. I honestly believe that Arum wants this fight to be in Vegas. I don't think he wants this fight to be in Saudi. I think he'd rather have it in like have an event sort of like what we had last week with Canelo and Saunders. He wants that type of event for this fight here. That's what I think. But I could be wrong. But I'm not 100% sure Arum does want this fight in Saudi, and I'm not sure that he wants it now. But I do believe Eddie and Frank want it now. I do believe Frank wants it now.
Yeah.
So Monday's is the day, right? That's
Monday's
the day.
D-Day. Monday's
That's D-Day, right?
That's D-Day. That's D-Day.
Let's cross our fingers, and I hope you can say beep. See what you get for being such a negative Nelly. See what you get, beep. I told you, beep. This is what I want. I want the stick. I'm welcoming the stick. I'm hoping I get the stick.
Okay, so we have an agreement. If by Monday we know you're coming back on the Monday night show,
I have to come back on the Monday night show.
Get the stick. Come on, it's fair is fair.
I have to get the stick. I have to get the stick.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair. Okay, B, much appreciation.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Have a good one, man. Take care.
100%. That is the B of the Ringside Reporter. Okay, much appreciation goes out to B, the Lisa Bales, the Fight Doctor, the H. Monet, the Iron Kong, the John D. Lee. Have I missed anybody? I hope I ain't missed anybody. I don't think I have. If I have, I apologize profusely. And it ain't on purpose. It ain't on purpose. Okay. So it's been another great show. But you people, remember, if you want to keep this shizzle going, it's got to be self-sustaining. So you got to support. You got to support the shizzle. Fury be like, pay me in yayo. Hey, well, it's a common courtesy. It's a common currency in some locations. We don't do good over here, James. We don't do good over here. We do great over here. You know that. I know you're just playing around. Good use of the time. Hey, that thing is essential at times. Okay. So what we're saying? We are saying it's another one in the bag. If you look at the scroller down below, it says The Great Escape. I think Tyson Fury was looking to make an escape, looking to slip out the back door, because he ain't fought in a while. He ain't fought in a hot minute. Maybe the overuse of the bell. I thought it was quite conservative use, actually. It's quite conservative use of the bell. But yeah, if you look at the scroller, you will see it is the Great Escape. Boxing Talk with Raphie 271. And I got to pat my own self on the back right about now, because that figure 271, it represents perseverance. It represents pushing through hard times, pushing through lean periods. It represents consistency. It represents, did I just say consistency? Damn, I almost said that twice. What's another word for consistent? It represents dedication. It represents that hard work and dedication, persistence. Yeah? And that's what that 271 means to mine. It means that I just keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. Okay. And so, yeah, appreciation. I appreciate the appreciation. And 271, I'm very proud. I don't know why. 271 has just struck me. I'm very happy with that. And I know that we will be forging on. Faithfulness. I'm faithful to the craft. I'm faithful to the grind. And as a matter of fact, let me just write this in now. It's one of my favorite expressions. Fidelity. I think you're talking about marriage or something. Yeah. What we're talking about? 237,000 miles to the moon. Damn it. Okay. Let me write this in. Embrace the grind. Oh, Oh, almost forgot to put the G in there. Okay. Where is it? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, where are we? Can I just write something in? Where is it? Okay. Embrace the grind. That's what I do. That's what I believe in. It pays. Embrace the grind. That's the expression of the day. We're talking about Thursday now. And that reminds me, I gotta drop a text. I gotta drop a text to somebody. Okay, it's Raphie Dawkins. It's a Combat Radio. It's been a great one. Thank you for joining me. All the panelists, all the contributors. It's Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the share. It is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And we are out. Bless it.